Okay, y'all. Sorry about the malfunction. We edit now. So, just gonna wait until some people start back logging in. And again, I do apologize about the technical difficulties. Hey, Arminta. So, okay. All right, y'all. So, we about to go ahead and get this started. I want to welcome y'all to Conversations with Glow, aka KWG. I do have two special guests with me tonight, and I'm going to allow for them to introduce themselves, and we can definitely get the show rolling.
My name is Javis. I'm a master barber.
My name is Blake. You can add me on Facebook. It's gonna be Blake Shabazz. You can add me on IG. It's gonna be I am King Blake. If you do the Snapchat, you can add me on that too. King Blake _ the God, and that's DAGOD. King Blake the God.
I love it.
I'm a comment buyer.
I love it. I love it. Okay. So tonight we're gonna be discussing our black community, or try to figure out if we have one. And I don't mean that in a bad way, but we definitely need to try to see if we can hit some pointers and probably try to get the ball rolling about it. The topics that I do have tonight within the black community that we definitely do want to touch on is Nipsey Hussle, mental health within a black community, entrepreneurs. And when it comes with entrepreneurs, the question is it difficult to build a business within a black community? How important is education, financial freedom, and also financial literacy? And we definitely going to be discussing more. During the week, if you are a part of Conversations with Glow on Facebook, it's my group I've been having going on for a while, but I had people to email me or inbox me or whatever, and we were talking about, I want to know topics about the black community. I was even reaching out to my friends to try to see if I can get some ideas about it, and I definitely came up with some. Just to make y'all aware is that mental health, the month of May is mental health awareness. And I just want to speak about mental health and also how it can affect the black community. And you don't hear many African Americans speaking upon mental illness. I really didn't know exactly what what that was growing up. Like, I could remember being in the 5th grade and it was a little white boy that sitting beside me, and he was on Ritalin. Didn't know he was on Ritalin forward until I got older, and it was basically for ADHD. That's a mental health, illness. He has to take medicine in order to control that imbalance chemical that he has inside his brain. But anyway, basically with African Americans, if we do feel as if that we are depressed or we have anxiety, it's kind of hard for us to admit that, because if we do admit that to anyone, they would be like, okay, so, basically try to judge you and try to figure out, you don't got this, or you just need to pray about it. And that's my favorite one. I tell people to pray about it. I definitely do. But again, at the same time, that person need to know itself, their self, whether or not if they need help. So we definitely do want to, work on that and try to see if there's anything that we can discuss in the show tonight that can, even help anybody. So we definitely want to touch on that. And I do have a question for y'all. I do want to ask, like, why do y'all think that black men and women avoid seeking help if needed?
Just like you said, they do those same things, pray on it and stuff like that. They don't think that wrong with them. Mostly, in the black community, growing up, you target or say stuff about that, they look at you like you're weak or something, they pick with you. So it's hard to discuss that stuff with people because you don't want to be picked at looked at differently or anything like that. I can't tell you from a first-hand perspective, but just, you know, everybody got somebody in their family that's got something wrong with them. And that ADHD thing, I know plenty of people that's on it, or when we was in school that was on it, or that didn't use it. And I ain't saying the people that was on it turned out better or anything, but
Go ahead, finish.
oh, my bad.
No, you
People
good.
that was on it was better than the people that weren't on it or anything, but you know, it's something that needs to be addressed regardless of the fact. Like,
Right.
you know.
Willie Webb on my Facebook page commented that it's a pride thing.
Definitely is, cause pride thing.
I think as a black man, we are taught to bottle and suppress. When I say bottle and suppress, we are taught to keep these things in. Like you like he said, you looked at as weak. You know what I'm saying? And a man don't want to be looked at as weak. So, you know, we had this super alpha male, this super egotistical, like, nah, you know what I'm saying? So ain't nothing wrong with me. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's like no matter what a man go through, he's not supposed to cry. He's not supposed to be. He's not supposed. When a man shows emotion, he becomes weak. You know what I'm saying? And that's a stigma that we placed upon men, black men, white. That's men. Period. You know what I'm saying? You like, you know what I'm saying? You crying, you look this weak. You know what I'm saying? So I just think, and as far as the mental health issue, a lot of us feel like ain't nothing wrong with us. You know what I'm saying? It's something that could have traumatized you when you was 7, 8 years old, 9, and you growing up and every day you dealing with this. So we go through life dealing with things that I would say like the typical person doesn't. So at the end of the day, we having to suppress these feelings and emotions, and that's why when you see somebody and you take out your aggression and pain, you see people fighting, they taking out on themselves. It's really like it's I'm fighting a battle within, and that's the only way. It's time to bottle out these suppressed emotions, and that's why we hurt our own people. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day,
Right. And just to piggyback off of what you're saying, Blake, Paris Sullivan on my Facebook page, she commented, in the black community, people were picked at so bad and called nuts, slow, crazy, weird. It's the fear of being an outcast. And Willie Webb also commented, he said, we allow our family to tell us that nothing is wrong with us. And I definitely agree with both of them, because even though I wasn't in a nut class or anything like that, but as you get older, you don't think that it's right for them to be picked at, because they're not on the same level that you can be. They can possibly be smarter than you in like other ways or whatever, but on that type of education level, they may not be up to par. And sometimes, my personal opinion is this, I just feel like that anybody should get therapy if therapy is needed. Like, if you need to speak with a therapist, it's okay. I promise it is okay. It is okay to speak with a therapist. I got a cool ass therapist. Like,
but can everybody like afford a therapist or get to a therapist, something like that? Is it something that everybody can?
You know
access?
what I think though, honestly, and this is just something that I've sitting here thinking, because I had these conversations. I think, like, if you in a relationship where you have a bond with somebody close to you, that should be your first therapist. You know what I'm saying? Like, every day I talk to my mate about certain stuff. Like, if something bothers me, I'm expressing this to her. If something going on in my mind, I'm expressing it to her, and she's giving me my feedback. So I feel like your first therapist is somebody close to you that you bonded with. You know what I'm saying? That makes you that open for comfortable conversation where they not going to pass judgment upon me. A lot of people are scared to open up to people because that passing judgment part. They going to be looking like, ugh. You know what I'm saying? And that's what really is the biggest. So I think your first therapist, your first kind of someone that you have a bond and you bonded with and is close to you. That's that's my honest opinion.
right. No, go ahead.
Well, I mean, with that, and I totally agree with that, but along with that, they also, it's
a little bit intimate.
Not only just intimate, they a therapist, you don't know this person, so they're gonna give you a complete, you know,
like straightforward, like, you know,
judgment.
because they
And
don't
then-
know you. Like, that's why I said my therapist, like, she keep it real. Like, she don't know me. She only knowing me from what I'm telling her. And to be honest with you, I let her know basically what's going on, even though she don't need to be in my business, but I'm there to put her in my business, so therefore she can help me in situations that I need to be helped with. So it's not like, it's more like you need to speak with somebody else other than the people that know you, because sometimes the people that you associate with is going to tell you 9 times out of 10 what you want to hear. And sometimes it's not about what you need to hear. It's about what needs to be said to you. Period. It's not no sugarcoating, no none of that. Like, you don't need to don't sugarcoat with me.
People around you, they ain't keeping it real with you though. That's my
But
personal
people,
opinion, you know
some
what I'm
people
saying?
don't look at it like that though. People feel like they got the strongest people on their team, and
I mean, like you said, you gotta have real people around you.
You gotta have the real, like when you know you messing up, somebody that can check you, straighten you up, put you in line.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
You know who that is when you start getting older, and it's like, we don't talk to such and such as much. It's a reason for that majority of the time.
Right. And I just want to reflect off the comments. Paris Sullivan said, we aren't taught that it's okay to feel, and at some point we all break. I have my hour of release every week. Demetria Williams also stated, between Medicaid, Obamacare, or paid insurance, I think you could get the help you have to be willing to utilize the resources available those outlets. Right. John Johnson also commented. He said, nothing better than tell a complete stranger all your issues. Right. It does feel great. I mean, I don't know whether or not I feel great when I tell a therapist, like, yo, look, like I feel great when I tell a therapist when I talk to my therapist, because I got it out, and I'm not looking for judgment. At the end of the day, I'm not looking for it. And half of the people that you talk to, they are bound to judge you. And at that time, you don't need time for judgment. Yeah, you need for somebody to tell you, like, oh, Glo, you wrong. And I have those people around me that's going to be like, you know, Glo, that's fucked up. You shouldn't did no shit like that, this and that and the third. But I just need a ear at that time. Like, I don't need nobody to just be like, oh, well, why you do this anyway? So why you do that anyway?
And it's always a why person, like, I don't
right.
know why I even asked you.
Yeah.
But I mean, honestly, and they gonna look at me crazy, I talk to myself in the car. I just, like, if I'm going, I barely even listen to music in my car. If I got something going, I'm just scrambling through it like that.
Right.
I mean, it ain't like I'm just answering myself. You know, you questioning stuff that you have a problem with. But I mean,
man, look, ain't nothing wrong with that. That's
yeah, I mean, I talk to myself in the car. Like,
ain't nothing wrong with
for real.
People get in my car, what the hell you listening to? Why you ain't got no music on?
Oh boy, like I love riding in silence. Like sometimes I love riding in silence, or it can be like the different type of music that I listen to, and people don't be like the mood that I be in. Like y'all can probably tell on Snapchat, like goddamn, like okay, so this bitch want to be gangster one day, and she
said dope today. Oh, she
I said
bricks
dope today. God damn it, or I'm goddamn in my mood. I feel butterflies in my stomach or whatever. So you know that's definitely, you know, I feel like it is important. Alicia Brockman, I just want to read your comment real quick, and we're gonna move on. You said be able to understand your feelings. We don't look at them or really understand, like, why are we feeling like this. Right, you're definitely right. I feel like sometimes you can build a friendship. I don't know where this no new friends come from, but anyway, sometimes you can build a friendship off of how you feel. This, if I can put it that way. Like if you feel like that you can reach out to somebody and tell somebody, oh, you feel this type of way, this and that and the third, and they tell you how to fix it, that's a good thing to have. And that's a good way to also get in tune with your feelings, to let you know to get back, get back to trucking. Okay? All right. So the next question is, do y'all think that sometimes a person may get to feeling down about themselves when it comes to social media? Like, example, let me just give an example, y'all. A person comparing their blessings to another person's blessings. And I'm just going to say blessings because it can definitely be anything. It can be etc. Whatever. So, what do y'all feel about that?
You got to have your own definition of success. Like, it can't be these big cars. You can't define it off what everybody else is doing. So small successes, small goals, you accomplish that. That's something within yourself. You go on Facebook and be like, man, she got a car. Why she always on these vacations? Or why he doing this, that, and third? You're going to always be miserable. Because you can always make stuff look good on social media. Because I don't know you in person. Unless But as far as that, you got to define your own success. Like, what's your blessing? Or stuff like that.
True.
Just to piggyback off that, like you said, success is not material based. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people misconstrue that just because I had this house, I had this car, I had this. Nah, some people are miserable. We just talked about mental health. Some people have all those possessions, and at the end of the day, they still not happy with their life. You got people that still will compete with somebody that has less than them. You know what I'm saying? Because internally, success starts internally. You know what I'm saying? And that comes from your own happiness within. So I just think that as far as like comparing blessings, like it's a marathon. You know, and we're gonna talk about that in a few. But life is a marathon. I can't base my success or my pace off of you. You know what I'm saying? I'm just running my race, staying in my lane. And I'm focused on winning the race. So I think everybody should take that mentality. That's what Nip meant when he say life is a marathon. You know what I'm saying? Because we're going to keep going. And you got to base success off of your own structural design within.
Yeah. I definitely agree. I can definitely agree. But I can also agree to the fact that sometimes I can be that person. Sometimes I can be that person that can log on to Facebook and be like, what the fuck? You know, like
I'm a lot of times that person, man. I was like,
I mean, like, you know,
I love seeing people winning those.
I see it, but when I feel like that, I'm trying a little bit too. I don't want to get into that, but I just want to let y'all know that sometimes I can be that person, and I'm so happy about the people that I have surrounded around me right now. Like, it's crazy. Like, I really, really do. Like, I may not reach out to people all the time, but when I do, like, I'm very, very happy about the people that I really have surrounding me right now, because it's just like, if it wasn't for them, or, you know, me going to go speak to my therapist, shit, I'm a black woman, and I call myself being a strong black woman, and sometimes I can find myself having anxiety, or sometimes I can find myself getting depressed too. I cannot lie about that. Sometimes you got to be real with yourself. And it's like, it's not just because of social media, but it's like, damn, you working hard as fuck, and then you only getting here, and you know how they say, you know, like, keep the faith, and you definitely do want to keep the faith, because I'm most definitely keeping the faith, but it's sometimes just like, well, damn.
See, you looking out from you looking from an outer lens. You're not coming from the direct, cause like it's a shit. What is it? I seen a meme where it's something about you see niggas ball for 2-3 years, then go do 10 years. Is it worth that? You see them living this great life for this short time period, but then they gotta sit down for 5 to 10 years on some just because they want to. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about, you know, your mindset and where you see yourself. And I can't look at. I love to see people win. Period. Yeah. I don't care what they do. I don't care what they hustle is. I don't care. I just love success. I just love people happy. So at the end of the day, seeing somebody else is just gonna motivate me. That's gonna turn me up.
And that's, get to that point, it definitely motivates me too. Cause I'm telling you, like, I just be all in my notebook, jotting down a whole lot of stuff. I just want to touch bases on some of these comments that we have. Keep them coming, y'all. I just definitely love y'all and the energy that y'all definitely do have tonight. So you can, John Johnson also stated, he said you can have the same exact house, but if you in a bad okay neighborhood and you have the best house on the block, you're gonna feel good about yourself. But put the house in a better neighborhood and you got the worst house on the block, you're gonna feel different. And I definitely understand exactly where you're coming from, John. Like, it's
perspective.
That's what I was going to say. Perspective. And we definitely going to touch on that tonight too as well. Labels and perspectives. So, we're going to go on to the next question. And Do you think that do y'all think that a person is weak-minded if they do admit that they have like a mental illness?
No. That's a strong person right there. You know, to be strong enough to come out and admit something. I mean, it's the first step, right? Like admitting it.
You know, the first thing I thought of when you asked that question, honestly,
What?
it took me back to that R. Kelly interview. He in denial. You know what I'm saying? Like, he has a mental issue, but he's in denial of the mental issue. And he got so many people around him that condones his behavior and accept his behavior so long that he feel like it's acceptable. So R. Kelly looks in his eye, ain't nothing wrong with him. You know what I'm saying? You like young girls, you a pedophile, bro. But he's been conditioned for all these years since the late, when y'all jamming to somebody's driving crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
your body's
like, he's been conditioned to that. So it's okay. So if you don't know you have a problem, you got people around you that put you in this place where it condition you and say it's okay to be like this. It's okay. You ain't gonna never think it's nothing wrong with you. Yeah. So I mean, it's a lot of people in this world like that that have really deep mental issues, but they've been conditioned to believe ain't nothing wrong with them.
Right.
You know, so.
And that's a sad case, man. I ain't gonna say that's a sad case, but it's sad. Like, it's sad. Not picking them sad, but it's like, it's sad because it's just like, you really feel like this is right. And then, like, you have these girls basically trained on what to say, how to do it or whatever. But who knows, to be honest with you, like, the true story. But I just feel like R. Kelly, he might have that mental illness.
Oh, he done it. I ain't gonna speak on it, but he done it.
I ain't gonna speak on it.
I don't want to talk about it because that's a whole another can of worms. But you know, hey.
Definitely. I definitely understand. So, I just want to touch base on a Facebook post that was posted in KWG. I didn't post it, but it read, "Don't nobody go through more BS and deals with more BS than a black man." How do you feel about that? And shout out to Tay Harrison for that post. I just want to ask y'all, like,
what folks talking about?
I ain't even. Hey, don't read none of Pope posts because you already know he about to start. Ain't no gin on this post.
We're not talking about that, City. Sorry, we passed that. Talking about R. Kelly, but
that's his boy.
So, what do y'all feel about that post?
What post?
The one. Don't nobody go through more BS and deals with more BS than a black man. Like, how do y'all feel about that?
Well, we got enough time for that, boy.
Oh, we got time.
We got enough time for that.
We definitely got time.
Hey, man.
It's definitely a long conversation, but let's sum it up.
I think as black men, most importantly, we need to police ourselves first. You know what I'm saying? And stop being so critical of another. Like, when you correct a behavior that's inappropriate, but it's deeper than that, though. See, that's why I say this is a long conversation, because I have to revert all the way back to your upbringing and how you address men. Like me, I have a problem with that. You know what I'm saying? I have a problem with an elder or a man trying to tell me what to do, and it's just simply because of my upbringing, my life. Like, I don't follow rules. You know what I'm saying? You can't tell me what to do. And I had this it's from my own. It's a lot of things in my life that stems from that. So when it comes to somebody else trying to tell me what to do, it's like, come on, man. Ain't nobody never told me what to do. That's my whole
authority.
Right. And I got a problem with authority. So when I say we need to police ourselves, that means, like, if you see your brother, or if you see your cousin, if you see a friend,
we'll address that.
What'd he say?
City actually said something that meant something.
Go ahead. What
City
he
said that, where it go?
Facts.
It's no room for error being a black man.
Right.
I mean, going from when you wake up in the morning to what you put on. If I go outside what I got on with that black hat right now, and I'm in the wrong spot, you know, I could have been saying I did a crime that I was, you know, I never was there to do. You know, I can be, I'm guilty until proven innocent.
Right.
Like, I ain't innocent until proven guilty. You know, it's the way you dress, the way you say stuff, the way you look. You know, this is where I'm created, and I have to alter my appearance to look you know,
acceptable.
To be acceptable around other people, and it's, you know, I mean, you say it's not fair. I mean, ain't nothing fair, but that's, I mean, that speak volumes right there, City. I can actually agree with that, man.
It just depends on, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of factors that go into it. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, let's see. Because it's like you always on defense. You know what I'm saying? And being always on defense, it's like, how do I win? You know what I'm saying? How, even when you try something, even if you wanted something and then you want to be legitimate. You know what I'm saying? Like, even when it's like, even in business, right? I'm gonna give you a business example. When it's hard to get black people. One, we already have to fight another enemy, right? As black men, right? Now, again, we have to fight our own people. It's like that. It's like, not only are we fighting the white man to become better, we fighting our own people to become better. Because once you get to a certain level, people gonna start looking at you different because, oh, what make him think he better? Or people start judging. So it don't matter if a black man win or if he lose, he always gonna be looked at a certain way no matter what.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what make it harder for us. And that's what, and like I said, we always playing on the defense. Like, I mean, damn, it's hard to win.
No matter how much power, money, success you got, at the end of the day, you still a nigga.
You still a nigga, right?
I mean,
that's what Jay-Z said, and that's Bay.
I mean, OJ, that OJ song, man, that was perfect, man. I mean, I'm OJ. I'm not. No, you still black. At the end of the day, I don't care what you is. I mean, as long as you gotta drop us and you still like us, you're gonna be looked at like us. You're gonna be treated like us. And I mean,
let me tell y'all something. I talked about Dear White People. It's a series that I had watched on Netflix, and I have fallen in love with it. Like, I'm waiting on volume 3. Like, where's it at? Because it's very interesting, and I like the sarcasm in it. Like, it just brings me joy with the sarcasm that they have. But they speak on those things, and you see it in firsthand, and it's just like, I don't know how it is to be a black man. I mean, I know how it is to be a black woman, and I know that, you know, a black man may have it harder than a black woman. I'm
the most feared person in America, according to the media. I'm the most feared person in America.
Right. I mean, let me tell y'all something. Just to touch this right quick. So I was working out one day, and I went to go walk at my son's school. Like, they have a little track or whatever. And it was a white lady out there, and she was walking too. And I noticed, like, because we was going opposite ways, and I noticed, like, she'll walk the track, like, the whole time. And then when she'll get near me, she'll get in the grass.
She wasn't being polite. I said that much.
Right. So you get the same feeling that I had. I was just like, what happened? Like, I didn't do anything. All I did was walk.
A lot of people who have stereotypes or view people certain ways have never directly interacted with black people. You know what I'm saying? They're going based off what they see on TV. They're going based off what they see in the news. They're going based off what... Nah, but I'm saying you can't fault people for having stereotypes, because you got stereotypes.
Yeah, we judge people. Everybody judges somebody
about people. So at the end of the day, it's like you can't blame. But when you take off, you got to take off a lens. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to see people as people instead of seeing them as color. You got to be able to see a human race instead of a race. Like, oh, you this, you that, you that. You know what I'm saying?
And
because
I completely understand that.
I think black men, would be more powerful if there was unity within the black community. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that hate, we grew up in defense, like I said, and that caused the hate for each other. Like, oh, or like I see him I'm about to do this. You rob somebody, and he come from your same neighborhood, your same community, and you take it from him. He worked hard for however you want to look at it.
You switched that up from what I thought you was saying.
No. I'm just saying in the whole scope of being a...
Yeah, I mean...
You know what I'm saying? So, even, like, I'm gonna stop right there, but you get what I was trying to say, man. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I thought you was
so,
talking about like for the opposition, like
right.
opposite race being that way, and they never been
even
around
that though. Even that. Why we don't go? Why when somebody do some
Okay,
dirt?
so let me
why
tell-
they don't do it in the white community? Why they do it in their own community?
Right.
Or if you go kick down a door and burglarize some shit, why you gonna do it in your own community? Why not do it in the white community that's been taken from us from years?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You do to your own kind before you do to the. That's the real opposition. That's the real enemy. If at the end of the day, to me, how I look at it, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Anything that causes you harm, yeah.
So
And then, so just to touch base, Alicia Brockman says she has one white friend. We always have these conversations. What she told me is that she don't know how to interact with black girls. Okay. So I have my homegirl, Mel Parkins, and she's a white female. She said, that's crazy, Glow. I wish everyone did see people for people. I wish people see people for people. Hell, sometimes I wish that I could see people for people. To be honest with you, because sometimes I may look at a person and think something, but to be honest with you, when I was walking that track, that made me look at things a whole differently. It was like, damn, that kind of hurt my feelings, to be honest with you, because I'm just like, I don't have nothing but some keys. So even if a motherfucker was to come and get me, I'm just gonna have to stab him to death or try to do something with my motherfucking keys in my hand. I mean, like, I'm not that type of person, and to know me is to love me, and that's the God honest truth. Like, I don't look out to try to hurt nobody. I got 2 kids to take care of. You actually think that I want to be out here trying to hurt somebody?
That goes with what he said, They don't know that. Like,
they don't know.
I mean, that's not a reason to treat you like that, but
right.
They don't know that. I mean, it's.
And then another one, Lori on my Facebook page, she come in and she said everybody bleed the same color. It's crazy how people stereotype in 2019. It starts at home. It definitely does start at home. I'm so happy that y'all did interact with this subject.
Influence right there. It's at
Yeah,
home though. Like
exactly.
if you at home, you see your brother, your mom, your dad are doing it. That's the first people you follow right there.
Right. I got a video of Kim
influence.
holding a white girl hand, and she straight grabbed his hand. And I said to myself, it's definitely taught in the home. So for her to grab his hand, they don't see no color. They make them see it.
Wow.
They make them. And the mama didn't do nothing. They held hands the whole time around the baseball track. Like, I thought it was cute. And I recorded it. But let's go ahead on to the next subject. I do want to talk about Nipsey Hussle. And we definitely do want to, talk about him. And basically, we definitely do want to provide a little background about Nipsey Hussle. Like I said in my last show, I basically recently became a fan, and I'm kind of mad that this person back here didn't put me on him like a while back. Like, I fucks with the nigga now. Like, I really do. Back from like his 2013 mixtapes. Were they mixtapes?
Yeah.
Mixtapes, yes. But I'm gonna let them speak on how they feel about Nipsey, and then we can take it from there.
You gonna go?
But you know.
Oh, okay. I mean, I've been listening to Nipsey for when the first marathon, Keys to the City, Bigger Than Life. Bigger Than Life, I tell everybody all the time, I probably play that song back to back. I don't put so many people on Nip, but I say the stuff that he's saying in that song, you know what I'm saying? Like, it changed my life. You know what I'm saying? I remember one time I'm just in deep thought. I probably played that song 100 times in one day, just back to back because I was in a mood. And the song, again, is called Bigger Than Life. But his messages and the things that he was saying, he was... And we're going to go to a lot of comparisons. I don't want to go too deep in it. I'm just going to touch lightly on them. You can go ahead and speak on them now. Go ahead.
I mean, I just recently started listening to Nipsey. So, I mean, I've heard from him for a while, but I ain't really listened to Nipsey until this last Victory Lap album. And I was telling everybody last year, like, Cardi B won the award for Album of the Year, right? And I let her have a shine, but Victory Lap that was the best album. And for
That
Nipsey,
shit was legit.
For him to have an album like that, and you can listen to it, and then you can go look at the stuff that he done in his city. Like, the fact that he's born and raised with Compton, right?
Nah, his Slauson. Slauson, Crenshaw. He was in Crenshaw.
That ain't Compton.
That ain't Compton.
That ain't Compton.
That Crenshaw.
Game is from
Crenshaw.
Compton.
I don't know, but it's somewhere over there. But he's still
I know,
right in that neighborhood, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, he's from that area, and he's actually talking about what he's doing. Like, and a perfect example of that, boy, it was a comment saying, Future put a post up, and was like, hey, bro, you know, nobody actually seen the stuff that we was doing, this, that, and third. And there was a dude on there like, man, you ain't never promoted your neighborhood or done that in your neighborhood. You know, you always talk about drugs and your baby mama and stuff like that. You know, and it's the truth. Somebody checked that, like, Nipsey actually doing stuff that he's saying. You got a whole store. It's programs for felons. It's programs for kids to go to college. And he's extending. He's doing it by himself. He didn't have to put it on blast. I didn't know about it till his last album, but he's been doing it. And, you know, that stuff right there, it sparks something in the next neighborhood or for another kid and stuff like that. You know, I ain't got to sit up here and talk about it on record all the time. I can go out here in my neighborhood and do it. And you'll figure people would respect him a little bit better considering, you know, that's somebody that could be somewhat and doing whatever. He got all the money in the world. But I'm here helping, you know, my people and trying to push us forward, you know, the culture and this, you know, like you said, we always we kill our own kind.
He was a forward thinker too. Like he 10 years down the line, he already thinking like what's going on. He was a reader too. Like I read a book called The Secret due to Nip in one of his interviews. He said, and then he got another book called the one he did something that was called Proud to Pay. And Nip was big on ownership, owning his masters, owning. You know what I'm saying? So like if you talk about he quote Jay Prince, he quote Jay-Z. He got Steve Jobs quotes. You know what I'm saying? He got a whole. Before one of his songs, he just got like Dogma. And Steve Jobs talking about Dogma. Don't let what others think of you, you become what others think of you. Something, you know, and along those lines. But
that's a good person to follow right there, Steve Jobs.
Yeah. So I mean, Nip was just he was next level. That's why when I said something, and we're gonna get into it, and I don't want to touch it too fast, but I'm gonna let you go ahead and go off that paper because I don't want to jump into it. Other conversation.
We gonna know. We gonna know
the Tupac Nip comparison. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know you're ready for that.
I don't want to jump and
jump past. Yes. I love it.
Should I find out something new about Nipsey every day?
And me personally, I mean, every time I jump on Instagram, I go straight to search. Like, I don't even go down my news feed no more. And the reason why I go straight to search, because I already know it's going to be something about Emeris, a.k.a. Nipsey Hussle, on there somewhere. And you got the game posting something about him every day. And actually, the game posted a post with him posted up on the blue card when he was dressed in all blue. And I felt that shit where he was coming from. And if y'all don't know what I'm talking about, you can definitely go back on my Facebook page if you're my friend and read what the game left. If you're my friend on Instagram, you can also find that as well. But I want to get into it. So Nipsey was being compared to Tupac, and he also compared himself to Tupac as well. Do you think that he was better when it came to supporting the community? I just want to speak on how I feel. Like, I know that Tupac did plenty of interviews and rapped many lyrics giving us knowledge about the black community and also like the government and etc. Not to put y'all in a tough spot and not to put anybody in a tough spot, okay? If you had to choose between Tupac and Nipsey, who would you choose and why do you think, why do you choose that person, or do you think they go toe to toe?
When you say choose, what am I choosing? Am I choosing what I want to hear? Am I choosing the message I'm trying to receive for the day? Am I trying to receive inspiration?
It doesn't even matter however you want to put it.
I listen to
Dissect that.
It's Tupac. I can tell you that much. But I'm not a big Tupac fan. Tupac. One of the things about Tupac, a lot of people can tell you Tupac is the best rapper ever, or their favorite rapper, and they can only name you like 3 albums. You know, do anybody in here know all Tupac albums?
I know majority. I know everything.
You know, he's the greatest rapper. Tupac we love Tupac so much because he was in the community, like you said. But Tupac is his rap career. To me, it wasn't as great as these other people. It was more so what he done in the community and the fact that he would go out there and he would speak at these meetings and stuff like this. You gotta love a guy like that because he's practicing what he's preaching, and the music is great, and you will listen to it to the day you die. But the impact, like he always said, I might not be the one that changed the world, but I'm gonna be the one that sparks the mind, that sparks the brain. And Nipsey is a product of that. I wouldn't compare the two. This is exactly what he wanted. Nipsey, he's doing. If you listening to music, they always say music rots our brain, this, that, and third. He got something out of it, and he built off of it. So, I mean, I don't compare the two. I'm gonna say music. I'm gonna listen to Nipsey right now.
This is a hard question.
But, I can't compare the two.
That's just a hard question. I mean, they both great. You know what I'm saying?
Right, that's what I said. Do you think they go toe to toe?
You can't take nothing away from either one's greatness. I think Nipsey became what Tupac never got to become. Nipsey was what Tupac never became. Honestly, from his the reason why me and I got a close friend, diehard Tupac, love Tupac. We argued about this. I say, when Tupac died, I can remember why it was, and I can remember my age. I was in fifth grade when Tupac died.
How old are you?
I'm fourth, fifth grade. Tupac died in what, 95, 96?
Yes.
I'm fourth, fifth grade then. You know what I'm saying? So how can I internalize being the stuff that he was saying? You know what I'm saying? Of course I could go back and listen to it now and pick up, but that's all that was around me. That's all that I'm hearing my uncles play. That's all that I'm hearing my mama play. That's all, so I can give you word for word every Tupac. I mean, I can go line for line Tupac all day. I know his lyrics. I know, you felt like you knew. We felt like we were connected to both of them who were real fans of their music. You know what I'm saying? So That's why when they passed, it's like heartbreaking. The only thing about Tupac that I dislike, and people get mad at me, but even Jada Pinkett said this herself, Tupac did not stay true to who he was. You know what I'm saying? Had he done that, Tupac would still be alive to this day. You know what I'm saying? And that's the only disagree. Like me and one of my close homies, he was like, was Tupac really what he was? Nip came from that culture. Yeah. He was built in that life. He was he wasn't just no gang member. He was an active gang member. He was hands on with it. You know what I'm saying? And not only that, he touched those people and more. You know what I'm saying? Pop was just around it. You know what I'm saying? Pop was not in it. He chose that. You know what I'm saying? Most people not gonna. He chose that for his marketing. To be real, you get with Suge. Suge is the muscle out there. Suge is a real gangster. Tupac was not a gangster. Tupac may have been a thug and lived, but Pop was not no gangster. Suge Knight was a gangster. And when you take a thug person and put them around real gangsters, it's always dangerous. You know what I'm saying?
True to the people
and the thing about what I love about Nip is Nip preached it. Like, I was being supposed to change up. Like, I was being supposed to all this pressure I was feeling, that what I do, they gotta come from, I represent the only way up. Like, he touched the community. Like, he was still there. He could have been left. He could have been in Hollywood. He could have been put his store in Hollywood. He could have did that, but guess what? He said, nah, I'm in this. I'm for my people. Right. I'm gonna bring gangs together. We're gonna bring these Pyrus together. We're gonna bring these Rolling Sissies together. We're gonna bring everybody, and we're gonna unitize LA, and we're gonna show these excuse my language. We're gonna show these white folks. We're gonna show these white folks how we get with how I can represent being a black entrepreneur and get real money. Yeah. And that's the thing.
Real money. All money
as far as his business mind, like I said, I think Pop was on the level of trying to become that. He was trying to get away from Suge. He was trying to start his own thing, but Pop died broke. A lot of people don't understand this. Pop died broke because he didn't own shit.
Right.
Nip owned all his shit. Nip owned, like when you go play Nip, his daughter, Lauren London kid, they paid for life. They said. Why? Because of what he established for himself, for his legacy. That's why I respect Nip on a whole nother level.
And then you know I just want to, I'm definitely going to touch bases on that. But I do want to go back to the comments of what we do have. Basically, I do see a good people agreeing to what you said, Blake and Javis. Go read his books. I see something that I want to read now. I also want to touch on what Demetria Williams stated on Facebook. She said, no comparison. Tupac was more about self-educating us about the government, inequality, self-love, black hate, etc. Nipsey actually delivered further into it and put his money back into the community, which basically what you said. And Vicky Glenn, she stated he would speak and the music was good, but I don't remember him doing anything hands-on basically for his people. Basically, she's talking about Tupac. And that's, I mean, you know, just to, okay, let me go back to one more comment that I see. And we're going to go ahead. Sean Cooper said Pac was a pioneer that used his persona that he created to become a businessman. Nipsey was a product of what Pac wanted to be. Basically, what you said, Blake.
That's my own right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's basically what you said.
Words, yeah.
You know, some of the words that you mentioned. And me personally, I grew up listening to Pac, and I remember, you know, the stuff that he used to say. But now, like, just sitting up here, just really listening to Nipsey Hussle, like, some of the stuff that he say, I look at that as an affirmation. I kid you not. Like, anybody that work with me will tell you that I got sticky notes with him and, like, basically about what he has said. And it's a lot of stuff that actually really do stick with me. Like, I get up feeling like that I have to listen to this man, or I have to listen to this particular song, so therefore I can have the type of mindset that I need to have. And that's the truth.
But at the same time, though, you know, it's something that's really, I don't think if Pop would have tried to be as positive as Nip was, nobody would have caught wind of his music. And you gotta right. Look at the time and the era of where Pop was out.
He did that. Like, you look at them first albums, don't nobody like
right.
really know about it.
Right. He was saying it. He was saying small, like on what he say?
Apocalypse Now, like the Brenda Got a Baby type.
Right.
Like
the
that,
type.
You know?
He came out with it, but people didn't catch wind of Pop. Well, I ain't gonna say catch wind because they been on Pop, but he didn't become this big super until he. Till he you know what I'm trying to say in so many words. I just don't want to. But the thing is, Nip was never negative towards no black man. You know what I'm saying? He ain't tear down no black man to create his success. Right. He stayed in the lane and he create like his business mind. Like when he put out the $100 CDs, when he proud to pay, like that's creative. That's I know my worth as a black man. You know what I'm saying? I know what I'm worth. So guess what? I'm gonna put my mixtapes out for $100. And it's gonna be free, but people who really fuck with me, y'all gonna spend that $100 because you value what I'm putting out.
Boy, when I heard he did that, I was just like,
I want to read the book he got that from.
He sold his mixtapes for $100, and he rap about that shit. Right. And Jay-Z bought 1,000 of them.
Jay-Z spent 10 bands with him.
Because he set his goal high. And just to go back to what people said in the comments, Demetria Williams said, you're also comparing two people that grew up in two different decades. That I did do. Right. And the reason why I did that is to basically just show, like, you know, I just feel like if we all just, if we can become that, if we can just become sticking together and just become the unity as spoken about earlier, we can definitely demolish. Because like I told y'all in my last episode, is that we are so much smarter than what we think we are.
Right. The Contagious is the book. Right. That's right. I knew the name, just wasn't on my tongue. I'm talking about the comment he made. The name of the book of where he was selling 100. He got it from a Philly cheesesteak. A person in Philly selling a cheesesteak for $100. That's where he got the concept from.
Right. Oh, okay.
So he put a book in there for all of the people who didn't know the book is called Contagious.
Okay, so Alicia Robin, you did that. And I'm just, but the book of, I screenshotted a list because the game had put up a list of the books that he read, and I'm definitely gonna have to step foot on it because me personally, if I feel like that I want to build KWG as a brand, trust me, it's gonna be built as a brand. And I promise you, like I told y'all, with Snoop Dogg and what he has going on, like he has a whole show where he just sitting down and chilling with people like how I'm doing right now and just smoking weed and just chilling and just talking about just normal stuff. And it's gonna come up.
That always bothers me right there. Like that kind of stuff right
What
there.
bothered you?
Like, I mean, the Snoop Dogg thing like that, like, you'll see somebody else get a show, like Method Man get a show about somebody freestyling. Go grab somebody, like, nobody know, like a random person, put them on a show making some money. Like,
Yeah, but yeah, we can definitely do that. But you know, okay. So my next question is, y'all, and I seen this floating around Facebook too, and the question is, do you think we have some potential Nipseys in our neighborhood?
everywhere. I mean, there's people that do stuff in the neighborhoods. You know, they don't ask for the exposure and stuff like that, and they put back in the neighborhood. They ain't acknowledged. You ain't got to be acknowledged for the stuff you do. I mean, it could be something as small as it's people, barbershops around the neighborhood that give back book bags, stuff like that. Promote reading and stuff like that. I mean, not everybody has the wealth that he has to do it. You got to do it from the platform that you have, from what you have to do it.
Right.
You know, so, I mean, no matter on what status it is, you know, as long as you're doing it, there's a bunch of Nipseys out here.
I mean, I think every black man that's conscious and has his mind together can be a Nipsey. I mean, you can't limit. That's like limiting somebody's potential. I think anybody can be as great as they want to be. You your own worst enemy at the end of the day. So, I mean, I think that's a lot of the problem. Like people say, I mean, I don't think, you know, something I used to love. My uncle, he used to say this when we was kids. We used to play football. You know, I always say I'm Deion Sanders. I'm the best basketball player. He and my uncle used to always look at me. He only 2 years older than me, by the way. But he be like, nah, man, you want to be Deion, you want to be Randy Moss, he said, I'm me. Since we was kids. But if you look at that, don't be the next Nipsey, be the first you. You know what I'm saying? That's. I think we all have that in us. So be the first you, don't be the next person.
I love it, Blake.
I'm just keep speaking my mind.
You know, I definitely do. Like, just be you. And I'm telling you, like I tell people already, like, I'm Glow. I don't care if somebody else do got my name. It's only one me. Yeah. And everybody know that. So, you know, I just feel like if we have that, I mean, I'm not just saying, like, just speak up, but I'm just saying, just like...
Comment. I like that comment, what he said. Go ahead, pull that scroll up and say, Duck season. It say, he doing something right now, fight for Nathan. That's 100.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
and Duck, I look out for you. Like, I be, like, to be honest with you, real talk, Duck season, sometimes I look forward to seeing you posting little Nathan on there, just to see him grow. Like, I know that it kind of, you know, saddens sometimes that you got to watch people grow up from social media, but all of us have different lives. But, you know, like, fighting for Nathan, that's what's up. And you're, 100 to you. That's what I can say, like, fight for him. And that's what, you know, Nipsey not probably, but, you know, that's something that he will probably want you to do. And keep fighting for him. Like, real talk, they trying to put everything in your way, but don't allow for nobody to get in your way when it comes to your kids. Oh, yeah. Period. Your kids are important. Your kids see you as who you are, and if you want to set that example for your kids. Period. We're gonna go ahead and keep it moving. Sometimes I just feel like that, you know, many people didn't give him his flowers while he was here, and me included. But again, I didn't know exactly what he stood for or what he spoke as until I actually started started listening to his music and wanted to, you know, listen to him more. And with Blake being a long time fan of his, like, you know, he watched him grow. Definitely watch him grow. And I believe sometimes our community can have that potential.
And you want me to speak on it first?
Yes.
As far as giving somebody flowers, like, you can't give somebody flowers when you're not aware of what they're doing. A lot of people not even aware of what Nip was saying, what he was rapping, what his message is, his vision. They were not aware. So how can I feed something to you? How can you expect flowers from something you have no idea about? You know what I'm saying? So his death made his message bigger. And I hate to have to put it that way, but now people more tuned in. And it's bigger than Victory Lap. He been talking about black entrepreneurship. He got a line saying that I'm gutter, I'm godly, I'm genius. You know what I'm saying? Like, those are his words. And even if you take and see his mother, like, one thing I can say about Nip and Tupac, they had, being that tomorrow is Mother's Day, shout out to all the mothers out there.
There you go.
They had strong mother foundations to both of them. And you could tell just by, I've never seen, and I said this to my homeboy when I seen the funeral, I said, I've never in any funeral watched the mother go up there and speak at her son's funeral. I've never seen that. And I said, for a black woman, for her to even be able to do that, and then what she was saying, like she said, bring the ancestors, lighten up, I want to do something that has never been done. And then on national TV, she said you need to focus on the God within yourself. What?
What?
She did.
Her soul is so beautiful.
I said, you know what? I see where he gets it from because I've been listening to, I've been tuned into him. But that just gave you more of an understanding. Okay, I see what was embedded in his heart. I see where he gets that intelligence from, that great mind from, coming from a strong black woman. A lot of us do receive that. Right.
I mean, I'm for real. Like when she was up there talking on that stage, I was at work looking, and I was just like, her soul is so beautiful. Her soul is very beautiful. And then it's so crazy because when I went on Instagram, I also seen like a little clip of how she basically felt like it wasn't no reason for her to cry because it was something that they was preparing for. They was preparing for a death.
Like a martyr.
Like, how do you prepare for a death? Like, sometimes you believe that stuff is sudden unless, like, you're sick with it. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? But how do you prepare for a death? Did you, like, that's just crazy because the grandma was just like, you know, I'm ready. Shoot, I done lived my life. I'm going to tell God to come take me. But instead, God took Nipsey. And that's crazy how they prepared for that. And it just seems, you know, that explains their whole family as a whole.
Right.
I mean, he speaks about that a lot. Like, I mean, in his music and stuff like that. Like, you know, I'm preparing. It's hard for, especially us as black people, you know, to save and the generational wealth thing. You know, put money aside for later on and stuff like that. Prepare for stuff. We want to live now. You know, and that's hard for all of us. I'm in my 20s. Well, I'm late 20s now. And it's, you know, it's hard for us as black people to, you know, step back and be like, let me go get this life insurance policy. Let me go get this. Let me put this aside for such and such. You know, as much as you love them people, you know, you want to enjoy your fruits of your labor now also. You know, it takes somebody that's thinking ahead, the presence of mind, to think, I need to put back for my future or my kids, you know, stuff like that.
Okay.
It also starts with the black family though, and what we've taught and what we have given what we think is success, and what you grow up seeing is what you're gonna feel like what's successful to you, or who gets the pats on the back, or who's the family favorite, or you know what I'm saying, or who going house you going to for the cookouts, or who. And so the black family is really supposed to be the first business. You know what I'm saying? So if my uncle, you know what I'm saying, got a landscaping business, he said, as a child, I'm supposed to be going to work when he's supposed to be teaching me the business. I think as the black family, we don't look at as our family as business first because we have issues within our own family that's never been corrected. You know what I'm saying? We have everybody got their family, but we can't work together as a unit in our own family, and then we expect unity from others outside of our family, which is not, it's not gonna work like that. The black family has to be the business first. Right. Once we align that, we can create generational wealth due to the fact that once I create a business for myself, let's say if I was to start a trucking company, I can give my son something where he don't have to work and his son don't have to work, and we don't have to slave for. We have created wealth within our family. That's where the first business starts. But a lot of us, it's hard to grasp that because everybody's not gonna be aligned. We can't agree with each other. So we want unity outside before we get it inside, and that shit ain't gonna never work. So
okay, so say that. So we most definitely gonna keep it pushing. You know, R.I.P. to Nipsey Hussle. We love you. Yeah. So we want to, you know, go ahead to the financial literacy and financial freedom. Okay. So I do want to give you a definition on what, you know, both of those terms mean. And what does financial literacy means? The ability to understand how money works, how someone makes, manage, and invest it, and also expends it. And also, what does financial freedom means? It means never having to worry about food on your plate or a roof over your head. Okay, so we definitely got to talk about it. So let's talk about it. To me, it sounds like it's something that I already do. Okay? And when I say this is that now, that back in the day, I never thought about having like a savings account. Like, I never thought about, I need to start saving money for this and that and the third, emergency funds. And then when that emergency come around, I don't have those funds. And here I am sitting up here probably borrowing money, working overtime, trying to get this money saved up so therefore I can goddamn, you know what I'm saying?
Rainy day, I read something with that. I don't mean to cut you off.
No, you fine.
But the rainy day, they say, majority of people don't even have that. And I think it's under $1,000 is, can be considered a rainy day fund, because most people, most people work check to check, and they depending on that check, they calculating hours, budgeting bills, stuff like that. So if something happen, your car breaks down, anything like that, that throws you in debt. Now you're a check behind, you working, like you said, overtime and stuff like that. As that money come in, I mean, it's easy to spend it, it's hard to save it, but you got to sit down and write down a budget. I mean, I moved out when I was 20, 21, something like that. And I got a notebook, and it's got the month, all my bills, and a breakdown of 4 weeks of how I pay these bills. And it's because I'd rather pay it, if a bill $100, I'd rather pay it $25 a week instead of kicking out $100 at the end of the month. That's an easy method for me, and it saves me a little bit more money at the week. No matter how I save that money during the week, if it's $5 every day, or if it's just $25 at the end of the week, I can, that's the way to budget. And it puts me ahead. When you know where your money going, and I just recently, I'm trying to get to this business mind stuff because, cutting hair, you get money every day, and it's easy to spend it. And you'll have a bunch of time, you don't have nothing to show for what you're doing unless you actually start sitting down and start budgeting your money and stuff. I just started LLC. And I've been putting money in your house. My grandpa always say, put the money in your house. I don't trust credit card. I don't trust
Oh, wow.
Like
that's crazy.
And
what you gonna say about it?
When the bank, when your house burned down, your savings gone. So when you see that money, going up in your account, LLC, whatever it is, it kind of made me think, well, I'm close to this number right here. Let me put a little bit more money in there to get closer or something like that. But it showed that you actually making progress. And for me, success and like progress, stuff like that, it motivates me to do a little bit more, save a little bit more. So you can go ahead and say what you was gonna say.
Well, financial literacy, I'm actually a finance graduate. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't even know that, you know what I'm saying, because I don't promote it like that, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's like,
it's too deep for me.
I mean, I it's so much stuff that I could provide, but I used to
Is this the dude that take big boy trips?
No. But listen, I'm about to tell y'all something. I never looked at credit until I said I was a finance graduate. I never believed in credit until I turned 29 years old. You know what I'm saying? I'm 30 now. This is last year. I have 3 credit cards now. I never used to use credit. I never believed in credit. Until I have a close friend. He does credit repair. His name is Antoine Payton, by the way.
Antoine, but I see you.
You know what I'm saying? He credit repair, and he put me on in some game. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta learn that it's certain. There's good debt and there's bad debt. I've been through that.
Right.
A student loan is good debt. You know what I'm saying?
I don't like them.
You don't gotta like them, but a student loan is considered good debt.
Right.
If you have a mortgage on a home, that's a good debt. You know what I'm saying? Certain people need to realize that there are such things as good debt. You know what I'm saying? And especially I seen somebody comment where you still working for the white man. Look, I'm all against it, but a black man, I'll never forget this. He quoted me on this. He said, "No matter what you do in life, you always working for the white man, even if you got your own business." You know what I'm saying? Because you gotta pay taxes. So ain't no way to escape not working for the white man. You know what I'm saying? Unless you know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, you still working for him. So, You just gotta be real.
You
with
gotta
yourself.
pay your taxes.
You just gotta be real with yourself in that.
Don't
So,
get Wesley now.
you know what I'm saying?
Don't
So
get Wesley.
I just think financial, as far as saving, I mean, we don't educate our kids on stocks and bonds.
Oh my gosh,
you know what I'm
that's
saying?
what
Like one of I heard a line where Jay-Z said that his mom bought him bonds. That was one of the sweetest things she could ever done. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't do that for our children. Like, I'm about to have my first child in a couple months. I'm already thinking, you know, how I can set her up that not go through certain things. Because I think we mislead people by telling them to go to college. I think you should say find yourself before you go into college and find out what you really want to do. Because if you go into school to get a business degree, you waste, like, that's a waste of time.
Oh my gosh.
It's a waste
look,
of time.
I feel them.
It's a waste of time.
And the reason why, look, y'all, I'm telling y'all, and I'm speaking this into KWG right now, Conversations with Glow. I feel hype when I talk about this because, like I said, like, I never just actually knew, like, what it is to, like, just actually just save and goddamn make it do what it do. Like, I just got our whole job that I work for. They had put our money in some stocks. And if our stocks had reached a certain number, we got paid out for it. So this year and next year, we're getting paid for the stocks that we put into the company or whatever. And I feel like that is important. So therefore, you can be able to take what you got paid for those stocks and put it into different things. My thing is this, okay? We go out, and I'm going to say we, not, you know, single anyone out, but we will go out and place $200 on a pair of shoes.
Not me.
That we, I mean, you know, okay, so we will go out and, you know, place $200 on a pair of shoes instead of taking that same $200 and placing it into a bank. Or, like you said, your granddaddy said, save the money at home. Hell, I'm telling you, I can yell what I can yell all day, and I don't want to keep yelling it because I'd be like, okay, I'm going to speak it into existence. But I guarantee you I have an emergency fund. It's important to have that. Sometimes I'd be like, fuck, I don't got it, but I definitely do got it. But it's just like, you know, you don't want to touch that because the way my bank account's set up with the savings.
It goes the way what he was saying.
But it's important. And I feel like that, you know, we should teach our kids how important it is to save. Like, my daughter comes to me all the time and be like, well, Mom, I want to do this and you don't pay me to do chores. And I be like, but girl, like, you got a whole $6,000 in your mouth. Let's try to work on saving that. And you work on doing what you got to do. So therefore, I can do what I need to do. So therefore, we can definitely save this money. It's things that you want to do that I want to try to accomplish for you. So it takes for savings. And if you don't have a handle on that, it's just like, it's.
And just to go ahead.
You got me sure.
Nah, because I was just gonna say because I'm still stuck on that because it's a concept that somebody mentioned that I want to address about working for the white man. That I used to have that same mentality. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, like I was saying, it goes back to what you were saying. Who you watching when you grow up?
Right.
I grew up in a single parent household, so my grandpa was the guy that I watched growing up. My grandpa used to always say, "Man, if they gonna give it to you, take it." He believed in overdraft fees, all that stuff. But he always say stack your money in the house and stuff like that. If I'm watching my grandpa, put money in a truck. He was a truck driver, I was like. So if I'm watching him put money in his truck or in his business, I ain't never bought a pair of $200 shoes in my life. I ain't never bought a pair of shoes I think the highest pair of shoes I bought was $120, and they were a pair of dress shoes. I can't value that stuff. It don't build nothing for me. And with the shoes and stuff, I mean, if you sell them, that's cool. But if you stacking that money and you don't have to ask a person for this, that, and the third, people make irresponsible decisions because people save them. Mm-hmm. In my family, people, we were instilled with put money back. Put something back for a rainy day, this, that, and the third. Because you don't want to ask a person for something. Us being black people, I don't want to ask you for $20. You ain't got it. Exactly, boy. You give us $20, boy, I won't fight. You need that backing, and it feels so much better when you don't have to ask nobody for nothing. People got goals. You don't want to work for somebody your whole life. I see a whole lot of people in the black neighborhood. We're doing our own businesses now.
Right.
And it's because people are investing in themselves. Right. You saving your money, you putting that money back in yourself.
Right.
That's what's important. You can't get to that living check to check and out here blowing money on shoes and stuff like that.
So I would just want to touch bases on the comments that I do have involved. Again, I do want to thank everybody that has been involved, is involved, and will stay involved. Thank you. That sounds good, don't it? Yeah, but anyway, Alicia Broadman commented, she said, everyone pays taxes, everyone pays taxes, the rich just makes it work for them. John Johnson also stated, savings is cool, but you need to make your money be more than just stationary and invest in it, assess to make more money. Alicia Brockman said, assets, liabilities, basically assets is greater than liabilities.
Right, I agree.
Basically, definitely I agree.
What the comment that he said, that's why you're supposed to, at your job, that's why you utilize your 401k and your contribution to your 401k. That's why you pay attention to what percent you have your 401k.
Yes, sir.
That's why, if you have this goal of not working for the white man, you can save money within your 401k in 10 years, have it at a certain amount, and start your own business. A lot of people do that. You know what I'm saying? So it's benefits, it's perks, it's ups and downs to working for the white man. But at the end of the day, you should have something for your family, you should have something for your kids. You should have something for your future. Like my grandkids should be able to eat off the decisions I made while I'm living.
You know what
I'm saying?
And Jay-Z mentioned that too.
Right, and it's a legacy. It's about your legacy.
I mean, it's just like, it's basically called a will. And if I feel like this is KWG, you know, it's going to be a brand. I'm speaking greatness into it right now. What up to everybody that's watching? But, you know, it is what it is. And I have people that I feel like that's going to be on board. And we definitely going to take it there. And I'm sometimes I get upset with myself because I'm kind of mad that I didn't know this information when I was younger. You get what I'm saying? But now that we do have the access to it, because it's nothing but technology around us, it's only fair that we allow for our children to also know what's going on. Like, I even told my daughter, I'm going to have you on here one day. Like, you go, I'm scared of the camera. Nah, we're going to get this cracking. So, therefore, if anything was to happen, you just goddamn pick up that shit and goddamn keep it moving.
401k is a scam. You see that comment?
I mean, they say about, get your own stuff. You IRA, whatever the case may be, do what you need to do to save your money. I mean, I don't believe in other people saving my money for me. But
you gotta see the thing.
So John Johnson, I'm sorry, Blake. John Johnson, he said 401k is a scam because your stocks can fail and lose a lot of money.
You gotta look life a gamble at the end of the day. So you gamble like, you know why so many white people are rich and successful in stock market? Because black people don't take those gambles. Black people don't take those risks. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, like, it's money out here, and you got to pay attention to the stocks that you invested in as well. Because if you pay attention to Nike over the years, start from 1995 to right now, and tell me what Nike stocks is gonna do. It's certain things that you invest in, you know that's gonna win. You know what I'm saying? It's secure. It's called being risk adverse, and it's called being risk. It's two different. So risk adverse means you have a low tolerance for risk. You can play it safe in the stock market. You know what I'm saying? You can invest in stuff that's going to get you small percentages every time, each month. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about how you invest. So, I mean, if you have enough money for a financial advisor, then I would suggest it, but I wouldn't trust nobody else with my money. That's why we should become knowledgeable on these things that we tell other people to become knowledgeable about. Why not learn the information yourself? You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody gonna handle your money better.
But John Johnson said he'd rather gamble on himself.
I feel you. You know what I'm saying? I respect that. You know what I'm saying?
I can't do that, but respect that. Real talk.
Not everybody is in that mind state to, do that kind of stuff. You got people that's gonna work, and you got people, that's gonna own stuff.
Man, I just feel like
Nip was on that cryptocurrency.
For real, I just wake up every day and just feel like, well, damn, I just really feel like that I should have known this shit when I was younger.
It's all about where you see yourself too, because you're like, it's certain hustles that'll take you faster to being where you want to be financially than certain, you know what I'm saying? And it's all about risk. Now, if
I just want to walk on the main line.
With that hustle thing, you gotta make. I mean, you can do whatever you want to do, but you gotta make sure that's something you're gonna be doing. Right. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on nowadays. Like, in Greenville,
Quick hustles.
everybody's selling stuff.
Right.
And I was talking to us about my girl. Everybody's trying to own their own business and stuff like that. It's easy to sit up here, think it out, jot it on Facebook, and say I want to do this.
Roll up to that right
But
now.
it's harder to go out here and actually do it. I mean, read. You know, just read and to do the stuff. Being passionate about it so you can put that money back. You know,
Right, but I also come to realize sometimes, like, yeah, we can definitely place it on Facebook, and this is where I want to go into entrepreneurship. So we're going to leave, you know, the financial literacy and financial freedom, but we can definitely keep speaking upon it because basically, if you think about it, both of it go together. You get what I'm saying? And it is important to, you know, teach your kids how important it is for them to also save their money as well. Yeah, they want to go to Big Air and Frankie's Fun Park as well, but sometimes it's good to let them know that they saving money. Like I'm saving money for my kids and they don't even know. But I also want to teach them how they need to save money as well. But when it comes to entrepreneurship, the question is it hard in our community due to the lack of support for entrepreneurship to build?
you addressing that to me?
You know what I'm talking
Me?
about?
Like, you look
Yeah,
at me like
I mean, it is what it is. I'm just
I
saying.
address that.
Okay.
So, entrepreneurship is something that should be taught young. Like, I think, like, I seen a picture of a little 13, 12-year-old kid, and he had a little lawnmower. And I think you can't, like, certain stuff is already instilled in you, but, like, entrepreneurship is something that should be taught early in life. You know what I'm saying? Because if it's something like you said, you wish you would have learned a lot of this stuff when you was growing up. You know what I'm saying? It's certain things that certain conversations that are not being had. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's where a major issue is in our community. But also to piggyback on entrepreneurship, I just want to say that too many, what we try to do, we try to get support of our own people. We try to come up with quick hustles. Like you see everybody selling, like what he mentioned, everybody selling hair, everybody doing this, everybody this, then that fades out, then they on to the next thing, everybody doing lashes, everybody doing this, everybody doing that, then that fades out. Then you gotta get something that's gonna sustain. You know what I'm saying? That's why you gotta be a forward thinker. So what's gonna work 10 years from now? What is, like, Greenville is growing tremendously. Why not open up a valet parking company for Greenville, South Carolina? Because it's going to be big as Atlanta and Charlotte is in 10, 15 years. Yeah. Why am I not trying to start a valet parking service in Greenville, South Carolina? That's just an example on my head. You know what I'm saying? We think too small-minded. You know what I'm saying? And, like, I think that, you know what I'm saying, when you're a forward thinker, you thinking 10 years down the line, that's how you should become when you come with entrepreneurship. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I definitely agree. I definitely agree. And I'm going to go ahead, Javis.
With the entrepreneurship thing, like you said, everybody's selling stuff. You got to be passionate about it, man.
Right.
You got to, I mean, if people going to support you, they going to support you. And, you know, cutting hair, I remember I was in barber school, and I used to come sit over there at the shop I was in, just to come sit in the chair to get used to sitting down, just in case people ain't come, you know, let me cut their hair and stuff like that. But if you true to it, you building on, that's something you doing, eventually people gonna see it. If you true to it, like, support, you get it from people you don't know more than your own family. In our community, like you say, you gotta think ahead.
We don't support until it's winning.
That goes on to my next question, y'all. Y'all get a little bit No, I'm just joking. But like, real talk. Like, it goes into my next question, asking, do you expect for your family and friends to support you? And allow for me to read the comments, and then we're gonna go back into it. So John Johnson says, you got to have the hustle mentality. Either you have it or you don't. CDs, DVDs, you know, basically just promoting yourself. Alicia Brockman also mentioned, I have been building a solid year. The people who support me supports me. The ones that don't, it's my job to find out how I can get them. Basically, she's passionate for it. John Johnson also stated that we support all the times car washes, lawn services, plate sales, barbershops, salons, etc. we support just provide quality service for a quality price. And that's what I want to touch base on that.
Touch on that right there.
I definitely want to touch on that because let me tell you something. And it's not for me to sit up here and throw any trash about anybody because look, I just want to say, like, I really try my best to try to support the black community. And the reason why I say this is because I have watched that Big Mike thing on Netflix. What was it called? Basically, he was building a Black Africa somewhere in Atlanta. But I watched that, and he said, you know, every Friday,
This shit is hard.
Yeah, it's you what you seen it?
Hey, look, I'm about to go look.
Yeah,
I went and got gas. I went and stopped at QT. That's all white owned company. Everything you do, you're not gonna be able to support all black business too hard.
Right there.
Right.
Like, I did something on my Facebook
We don't
page
support
the
ourselves.
month of February where like every Friday I'm supposed to just support black business. I ate black. And it's that right there, eating black, is hard in Greenville because you only get like wings and like seafood. Like we expanding, like thinking ahead.
Right.
Like, you know, access to stuff. That's
Right.
If
That's
you
what it
provide
comes down
access to people, like look at places like Netflix. Blockbuster lasted for years. Netflix came in, took it over. It's access to stuff. You gotta provide that kind of stuff. People, your friends and family supporting you. Well, no, we
You
talking
know,
about price.
you know what?
Pricing.
Your friends and family are usually the last people who do support you.
And I
You know why?
definitely,
You know
I
why
feel
is
that.
Because they don't believe like a lot of people don't they won't
They gotta
flat
see
tell
it.
you they gotta see
They
it.
gotta see it.
Exactly.
They
You know
gotta
what I'm
see
saying?
it.
And that's why people of your family and friends is close to you, they don't start supporting you until everybody else they jump bandwagon. They be like, oh, I'm a part of it. They want to feel a part of it. So that's how it happened. And that's real facts.
Right.
I mean,
So Javis want to go back to what John said is as far as like
The service
quality
for-
service for a quality price. Me, like I said on that, and I was reaching for that. I'm sorry, Javis, but I'm going to let you talk. But my thing is this. Like I basically understand what you know what your services are worth. I definitely understand what you think your quality of work is worth. I also understand is that when you step in your feet, when you getting your feet wet, it's a way that you should take to getting your feet wet. I was brought up differently. Getting your feet wet is basically means getting yourself out there. Mm-hmm. So when you're trying to get yourself out there, it's a way that you need to move. And the way that you're going to move is that, you're going to gain the people that's going to fuck with you. And the people that's going to fuck with you, they're going to ride with you the whole way. You get what I'm saying? And it doesn't even matter what your prices may be. And they already know what your quality of work is. But I'm not saying like belittle yourself, but don't get ahead of yourself. And that's how I feel. But go ahead.
I mean, that price quality stuff, like when you selling something, you got to make sure, like everybody's selling the shirts. And I bought a shirt from a girl and it was $30. And it simply said a name on it. And like you said, price yourself. But be fair. Don't be saying, oh, my people don't support me. When you selling a $30 t-shirt, I can go to Walmart and get a 10-pack. And that ain't even being funny. I'm always trying to save money. Mm-hmm. And I want to support you. And if I was charging people $50 for a haircut, and if it ain't for you, it ain't for you. But I'm not going to sit up here and pick with people because they're not paying $50 for a haircut. Right. I got to make sure the people I'm targeting, they're gonna pay for that kind of stuff. Right. If I want my friend, I ain't gonna say your friends and family, you're gonna make a price for them. But if I'm selling a t-shirt, hey, I probably pay $7 for these shirts to get made. If I'm charging $10 or $15 for it, as long as I'm putting that money back, I'm gonna make a profit off of it. I ain't gotta break your back with a $30 because I'm showing you love. Because eventually, when I blow and I'm charging $30, $40, $50 for these shirts. I'm like, I remember him when he was charging 10, and
I'm still gonna fuck with him, and I'm gonna send these
It's a post that's up, and barbers put it up. I don't charge for. They was saying something. I charge my price for experience and stuff like that. I compared to barbering. That's what I do, and we got barbers that charge $30. We got barbers that charge $15 instead of the third. Price yourself, and you price yourself according to what you do, but if I price myself at $25 and you feel like this man over here is better than me, it's the reason I'm charging myself at $25. I know what I do. I know I go home, watch film. I know I go home, watch this, that, and third, and invest in myself. I feel confident at $25, and I feel like I can cut your hair well enough for $25.
Right. You know the value of your work.
Yeah, you gotta have your value
of your work. So you know what your work is.
If people mess with you and they love it,
Right.
they're gonna come mess with you. It's the same thing.
Right. I definitely fucks with it. So we're gonna go ahead and fucks with the comments. Hey. Okay, so let's go ahead and take it back. So I definitely do want to touch on John Johnson comment. He says success is not going to come overnight. People be quick to give up or keep grinding. And I definitely understand, because sometimes I feel that way sometimes when it comes to KWG. And I tell you what, y'all, I keep pushing for it all the time because I have a vision for it. And I was taught to write down everything that I think of. And I feel like when I think of it, I have to write it down. I have to keep remembering. Or I pull out my phone real quick and be like, you know, goddamn, let me write this shit down real quick. And I'm thankful for the people that, you know, that actually, you know, look out for me and help me, you know, keep pushing through it or whatever. Mike Williams Sr. also said, you definitely accept your friends and family to support me. I started a brand last year to help the youth, and all my support has came from strangers. And that's what I want to get at too as well. Like sometimes it comes from complete strangers. Like I guarantee you, like it comes from complete strangers.
I got one question. What you saying?
Right.
Is your complete strangers money green? Is your family your money green? Your family money green? Your complete stranger money green? Right?
It's not nobody that I'm not even gonna say like complete strangers, but because I got people that really fuck with
it
me.
It don't matter who supports you.
But what I'm saying is that I have
it goes back to how we were taught.
But listen,
to how we were taught as black.
I have a whole Twitter account with probably like 3 followers, and I done told people to come follow me. But y'all don't even know how excited that I was for somebody to actually retweet what I said about Conversations with Glow. That actually made me smell like somebody from the outside actually supporting me, and I'm telling these other people push for me. You know, I have dreams for everybody, and I sit up here and I try my best to try to sit up here and support everybody. And I, you know, don't want to make it seem like, oh, ain't nobody supporting me, because I definitely get that, because it actually shows. Shout out to KWG. Shout out to everybody that's following me on Facebook, you know, whatever. But, you know, sometimes that right there is just like you look for your family and your friends to support you, because guess what? You got to be telling them how you feel about whatever you got going on. You got to keep looking. You probably looking for their advice to goddamn keep you pushing. So, yeah, even though they may not be supporting you in business-wise, but again, if you look to them and you get like that support that you may need at that moment, I feel like that's still support.
I think this is what you gotta look at. It's a movie called Field of Dreams. And in the Field of Dreams, you know what he say? He say, if you build it, they will come. It's a simple concept. If you build it, they will come. Well, now, with that thinking, if you, like I said, even if the people that you want to support you first, 9 times out of 10 are not going to support you until they feel like you winning, and they're gonna try to be a part of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, my cousin such and such doing this and that and doing this and that. But when you on the rise, they not. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, let me see what they're saying.
It's trying to say their popularity. I mean,
I don't even think it's. I don't think it's popular. Who said? Let me read.
John Johnson said, "Price whatever you want to be out the market. It's only going to bear what it's going to bear." Mike Williams also said, "We're from a city where popularity, honestly, to them, is not what you're doing, is who you're doing it." And I to be honest with you, I agree.
People? I don't be knowing who popular, so I don't be paying attention
to
niggas
that's a true statement.
That's a true statement.
Like popularity, because I mean, you can example of that right there. I mean, you can go back to the Facebook or whatever. I mean, you can come on here and say something. You can come on here and say something real, and then you get 5 likes, and then somebody else that's popular say something real.
Look, I'm about to tell you, give you an example. We got 13 viewers live. Now imagine this being a fight. If this was a fight and us destroying each other, a debate, arguing, somebody about to fight, some ignorant shit, we gonna have 100+ views on this motherfucker right now. Cause people, we attract the ignorance. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? Man, motherfuckers ignorant. You can't get people to be on the same line. You got, what they say? That's what I said. I seen that coming. That
Nah,
shit
see, I started laughing because you said they build it would come out automatically. Thought about who gonna come to this cornfield? Right? But I mean, man, like, man, yeah, family and friends, man. I mean, they gotta see it.
Nah, we ain't gonna start fighting, man. We ain't motherfucking look.
Yeah,
we ain't
man.
trying to be
hey, we decent.
shit.
He got a child and we got kids and shit, man. We ain't got time for that, man.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like, if people, like, niggas love ignorant shit. You heard, Jay. This is that ignorant shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like, people, if we was on how Smack Glow right now, boy, I get 100 followers in no time. But you see him Smack Glow? Tune in.
Boy, like, man, you ain't even goddamn get that text message. Be like, goddamn, look.
But
y'all just got, y'all ain't see Glow goddamn get the fuck smack shit out of her. Oh shit, let me see.
Everywhere.
But goddamn, anything positive, it's just like, let me just scroll past that. She ain't talking about shit.
What you selling depends on your price now, who you selling it to.
That's debatable.
I mean, at the same time, like Nipsey did, he set his prices at the price that he wanted to sell it for, and motherfuckers fuck with him. And like I said,
but it was free, though.
If you fuck with me the same way that I fuck with you, I expect for the same, we just gonna keep it through, because ain't no telling who might fall through first. Like my homegirl was telling me, like, she was telling one of her customers on the phone that I have a podcast. Like that's important to me. Like it's stuff like that that's getting out. Like I don't look for you to always want to spend money, because I can't always spend money. But just know that my heart is going to support you. Even if I, hooray you on social media, like I respect what you do. And that's the God honest truth. I can't respect nothing but what everybody do. I try my best to support everybody that I can support. And that's the truth. Yeah.
And I just to piggyback off that support shit. And just one more thing. People, you gotta give your shit time too. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us want shit to happen too fast. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta, like you can't. Somebody mentioned it earlier. Like you can't just be successful overnight. It's not an overnight thing. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta put you gotta have a real business plan, a model plan. Look, nah, we.
This ain't broke.
Right,
it's
twerk. But you know what?
Hey,
it's
we
not
get
even
the views up. We gonna start talking about this. You gotta start. What the music?
You gotta get the ignorance.
What the music?
You gotta get all the ignorance.
Hey, but
shit.
for real, like you was saying,
niggas,
though, with that support, it ain't all about spending money, and we ain't touch on that. It's word of mouth. Somebody don't even come do something with you. Hey, my people's got this, that, and the third. Putting their name out there, man. That's the best form of support.
I
that's
fuck with people.
Way.
Like I hug people. Like I be trying to get that energy. Like if you just only need that hug for you to get through the day, I got you. Like if you just need for me to be like,
I want to see people happy.
Like sometimes, I mean, at the beginning, I know that I discuss like I probably get upset because of what I see on social media, but still, again, at the same time, somebody can come tell me something. I'll be like, you know what? Come here, let me give you a hug. I can't probably support you in what you're going through, but let me give you this hug. This might, brighten up your day and be like, well, damn, Glow really fuck with me. And I fuck with the people that really fuck with me. And that's for real. There's no name calling, no none of that. Everybody know who they are, and I fucks with you. And guess what? We're going to go ahead and fucks with the next subject. And the next subject is, topic is labels and perceptions. Okay? All right, so labels, basically, do you think that racial labels matter? And the example for that is like, do you want to be called black or African American, or does it matter to you?
Hey, man, I circle African American. If it's black on there, I circle black. It really don't matter to me, honestly.
If you ever been international, like if you ever been anywhere outside of the United States, then you will know that people are, they are described by their nationality. So if I'm from Puerto Rico, I'm Puerto Rican. Or if I'm from Italy, I'm Italian. Or if I'm from, people are not judged by the color. We the only people that do that in the United States. You know what I'm saying? The United States is the only people that label people as that. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I mean, it don't bother me because I know at the end of the day, I know who I truly am and what I truly am. So can't nobody put nothing on me. You know what I'm saying? Right. Can't nobody put. If I wanted to be defined as such, then I'll take that definition. But if I feel like it don't align with what I believe and what I am, then nah. But I define my own self. Can't nobody else put a label or define me.
Real talk. And that's what is, and that goes back to what Nipsey said. He said, who are you to, basically, who do you want to define yourself? You or somebody else. Period. Right. And it's who you define yourself to be. If you allow for anybody else's opinion to matter, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I said, it also reflects back to social media. You want people to think this. But at the end of the day, you have to be real with yourself. And me personally, I feel like, if anything, I feel like you and, when it comes to circling something on a survey or whatever, and I'm filling out some paperwork, I'm either black or, like I say, black or African American. I don't even care because at the same time, I'm still who I am, and whether I'm black or white, I'm still the person that I am, and it goes to that. And we also want to talk about perception, meaning like how you perception is basically meaning how you look at each other, and basically why you feel that way about a person if you don't even know them. And my example that I put as far as like with school and also with job interviews, like when you go into a job interview, it's more like, we're being more judged off the color of our skin than being judged on what they see on this piece of paper. Yeah, you can go in there and, present yourself as, whatever you put on that resume or whatever, but your name may not ring as like a white person. Shout out to everybody that support me, but not being racial. But it's just like your name may not ring like, oh, it's a black name, or they're gonna call you in for an interview and they see that you are, oh nah, they may look at you, oh nah, he gonna start trouble. You don't want nobody to look at you like that, especially when you know that you're not that type of person. What do y'all feel about that?
Let him start.
I mean, what is it? Label and perception. I can't change that about a person. So like the person, it goes along with infiltration. You know what I'm saying? It's another book called Nip put on that I ain't read yet, but it's called Spooked by the Door. So Spooked by the Door is a book about a black man who was trained by the military. He get all this information from the military, but he bring them back to the hood and give it back to all the people within the community. So what he doing is infiltrating their system. Where it starts with is black people being in human resources, so we hire our own kind. Black people having their own company, so we can employ our kind. But it's not that simple as a concept. Okay, it's like, okay. But the thing about it, when black people get in those positions, they don't hire black. When a white person get in a position, they hire white. The difference is they feel like, oh, we got to fill. The only time a black person is when they try to meet a quota. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of this shit, that's why I've been in corporate America and I know this shit. That's why I was like, it can be a qualified just as better. But the thing is, if you pay attention to corporate America, the black woman is taking out past the black man. Do you know why that is?
Wow, and that's crazy because we was going to hit that subject because that's crazy because it's like...
The black woman is passing, surpassing. Right, the black man. But it's designed like that. It's meant to be like that.
And that's how I feel too, Blake. I feel like that it's designed to be like that. And Alicia Brockman, she said perception, unfortunately, is reality. It's the Matrix. And to be honest with you, I actually admitted this to somebody the other day. I don't know what the fuck been wrong with me, y'all. But I just been like, okay, so let me tell this person this. Something I ain't never told nobody before, but I never seen The Matrix before.
And it was just on the TV. It's on Netflix. Matter of fact,
I never seen The Matrix.
I just watched it.
And somebody looked at me like, wow, Glow, like you never seen The Matrix before? And I'm just like, nah, cause what is it? Side fiction or something like whatever. Sci-fi. Yeah, sci-fi. Yeah, like it's I'm just like, sometimes I'm not into that type of movies. Like I like to laugh and shit. Like it's just Like, but I feel like that I possibly need to go back and watch that movie. How many episodes they got? Like, I mean, not episodes, but movies, like 2, something like that. But
yeah, where we at now? But we still on Perception. I mean, that's.
Hey,
I mean,
man,
that shit
yo,
is
yo,
what it is,
hey,
man. You
first
gotta-
impression is
It's
the
certain
boy.
shit you just gotta create your own shit. That's how I feel. Fuck 'em.
I mean, some people, like you said, people don't judge people out, just for being human. It's already obsession of black people already, so they're gonna have that judgment on you.
mm-hmm.
You meet very few people that's just genuinely like that. Not
I
acting.
give example of a label of perception that's false. Like I used to we used to be in college, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you know how the stigma on Chinese,
So-
Asian Americans are intelligent is just super smart. They cheat just as much as us. I had a class where it's probably about 13 to 15 of them in there cheating. They cheating because they go based off, you know how professors recycle curriculum? So they have the test and everything else from somebody before them. The thing about them, they unified though. So they work together. So all of them have the same information, same test, and they cheat. But the thing is, it's a stigma on them. Oh, they're super intelligent. They smart. They don't cheat. Come on, I watched the professor walk past and come say something to me, and the Asian girl got her phone right between her lap looking at her phone. And I'm like, what the
I got
come on,
an
man.
even better one for you. Like, working in the barbershop, you see all kinds of boosters and stuff like that. And we always, when you go in the stores, hurry up and buy. We all think that.
Right.
They watching us. It's a white guy that coming up. What you want? I got this, that, and the third. But I'm the one that's in the store stealing. He come taking orders. Like, he love to steal. But I'm the one you watching in the store. So, I mean,
Right.
it's, it's just the way they going to look at us. It's, just history.
And John Johnson mentioned, he said, you got to watch it. I have seen it like 10 times and still pick up more jewels on the first movie alone.
You talking about
Okay,
Matrix.
so you talking about The Matrix. Okay, so I'm definitely going to watch it, being
Code
that I
The
have got
Matrix.
into Dear White People. So I'm definitely going to watch The
I ain't
Matrix.
really sat down and watched it. Like, it was on, I was in and out, but like, I really need to sit down
We
and
should
watch
have
it
touched
again.
on
though.
gentrification. You know what I'm saying?
I definitely-
real estate.
Right.
There was a woman
What? Okay,
speaking
so
on-
let's go ahead and touch on it.
Okay.
Let's go ahead. Let's just go out the rip.
So I had somebody kick me some shit, right? I ain't gonna say his name because I don't want to do that.
They gonna stop
Anyway,
him. They gonna stop
So, he said if black churches was doing what they supposed to been doing, then we wouldn't even have to worry about gentrification.
him. But don't
I said-
open up that black church. What? You gonna get
Okay,
shut
so
down.
I probably saw what. Okay, so he
Listen.
said.
So gentrification is when white people come, like West Greenville. I'm gonna give an example. West Greenville's gonna be an example. You don't see how they
Okay.
be turning West Greenville to a white neighborhood, but it's a historical black neighborhood.
Black neighborhood.
Right.
Mhm.
So how are they able to do that? Because what they do is they increase the property taxes, or the people that actually can afford they can no longer afford the property taxes, so they have to be forced to either foreclose or sell their house. So the white man come in and get it for a low price, sell it, profit it, build it up. I seen a $400,000 house,
Hey, I
$400,000
wanna
house
say,
in Nickeltown.
I'm
In
gonna
the
say
middle of
rich
Nickeltown,
man.
$400,000 house.
Yeah, I'm gonna say
I mean-
rich man. I ain't gonna say white. I hate saying the
I'm-
word.
look, I gotta just
rich
say
man.
what it
No,
is.
I understand. I totally understand. I'm from Butler Center, and that if you've ever been to Butler, like before these past few years, you see what's going on there. We owned the center for years, and I put it up a bit of post up not too long ago. It was about when I ride through Butler Center, there's tears because like you can ride down the street and every house on that block is another house. My grandma got a house that they just sold, I think, for like $500,000. It's a 2-story house, and they sold it for nowhere near that. What they bought it for. It's meetings that go on monthly. I don't read on it. I'm not gonna sit up here and point at people because I don't do it either, and I need to. But it's meetings. It was a woman in the shop the other day. She's from the district area. She's like, I go to these meetings. And I was like, before she started talking, I was like, you're ahead of your time. Ahead because on the west side of Greenville, it's a bunch of gentrifications because we closer to downtown. So they're going to expand that out more and more. The district is next. She like, we go to these meetings. And it's probably like 2 or 3 of us that look like us there.
Right.
If you go to these meetings, you got enough people. Like she was saying, there's people up in Travelers Rest. They got where they hide their horses and stuff like that. We pay for that through our taxes, but we don't know because we're not reading the stuff. We're not at these meetings. She said they were going to shut down their horse stable because they weren't going to pay for it no more. So what the people who hold their horses there do, like the people in these neighborhoods, and I'm not, like I said, I'm not pointing the finger. I'm just getting educated on it too. But the people in that horse stable that was going to get their horse kicked out, they lined up everybody that was in there. They all came dressed alike, and whenever time they try to touch on another topic, they interrupt them with a horse stable issue. So if we want to stop the gentrification, we got to be involved. We got to read. We got to be at these meetings.
Right.
Hey, if they coming to the district area, I ain't from the district, but hey, I'm for any black community, and I've stayed in the district before. I would be there just with them, you know, because it's expanding down Augusta Road.
You want me to just shed some light on that? I had a older black lady I have worked with. She put me on game to this 2 years ago. She said they about to do everything they doing because, and they said, look at the location of where the district is at. It's right off the main highway. They say, do you not know Greenville is growing? Greenville is expanding. Yeah. So they about to
chasing Atlanta.
They about to increase the property taxes over in those areas. They gonna get all the black folk out. But if you own your shit though, but a lot of times the white man, see, the thing is, you know what happens though? This is what happens. The person that owns the house dies. The grandchild or child that's over it, they don't value the property. They don't value it.
They gonna give us 80 bands.
Right. So
I need them 80 bands,
that. So we look at it from a.
But you gotta save it. You gotta save it. You gotta save it.
We look at and you can't get mad at white people for gentrification because we selling our own. No.
Shit. Hey, y'all heard Jay-Z freestyle? Y'all heard Jay-Z freestyle at the Nipsey thing? He said, you know, the gentrification. I can't quote it verbatim, but he was like, you know, they're coming in gentrifying. You know, it's not right, but it's a smart plan.
Get in.
And it's because we're not on it.
Right.
Like you were saying, if you're not on it and you're not involved in it, you know, we're going to keep passing by. Like we're saying read for years. Who read?
Right. And that's what I said. That's just where, and I mentioned in my last episode, like when it comes, I'm not even, you know, stating judgment. I promise I'm not. But when it comes to us as black people, we're lazy when it comes to reading. And a lot of us are not lazy, but a lot of us need to actually catch up when it comes to that reading.
Get you an hour
like,
a day.
Get you, like, for real, get in the morning before you go to work. I promise you. Been put on game. Like, my transport to work is just like, I'm either listening to music, but sometimes I feel like that I need to relate back onto something. I need to, you know, get back on it. Boom. And I do it. So I do want to touch on, you know, the comments that we do have. And I do want to thank everybody that is, you know, watching. And I also do want to, you know, let y'all know it's a good time to share. I know I should have been mentioned that, but the conversation has just been so deep. And I'm not the one to be walking like how I talk it, but I'm definitely sitting up here trying to get back to the community in regards with me having my back to school event. And it's important because I just feel like, you know, if I'm doing this, I definitely do want to look out for everybody else. But let me use my platform. Okay, so I do want to touch back on some comments. Alicia Brockman stated, she said, when they come in and buy up everything and move whoever was there out. Leroy Bennett stated, West Greenville Opportunity Zone bought up by the Republicans and 7-year tax cuts by investing. Alicia Brockman also stated they're able to come in like that because of the value of the property. Their assets allow them to buy it. John Johnson also stated you can only make a change the system from the inside.
That's why it's important to save that money.
What we say, the spook by the door, infiltration.
Hey, save that money.
You have to infiltrate these systems in order to, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, but thing is though, you get killed for being too real. See, Nip got killed because he kept it too real. He ain't have to be right there. He ain't have to be where he is at. You know what I'm saying? We wanna. They tell you wanna come up and then look out for the black man, but it's the black man that end you. It's the black man that take you out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like how it's a lose for us. You know what I'm saying?
Leroy Bennett stated, read Nip article in the Forbes. He touches on all of this. Thank you, Leroy. We're definitely going to read up on that.
He put the article in there. That's my man.
Learn
That's my partner. That's my boy.
Learn how to read
Thank you,
and
Leroy.
write. Read and write. I mean, there's grant money out there. You know, read
That's
and
what I'm
write.
about
If
to
you
say.
write it, grant money. It's stuff to keep. You got a book. A book. Hey, Alicia Brockman, it's not on there now, but she said they put it in the book to hide it from us. Or John Johnson said.
And even that.
And that's the truth about
He
it.
said, John Johnson said, we are mentally defeated because we think we have lost and can't win before we even try to get started. Jasmine Bryson said, just moved from the district and people knocking on doors offering the money for people on my grandma street to move. House renting $1,200 or better now right around from Piedmont Mountain and Hughes Academy. Which I used to, you know, stay over there in that town, and basically John Johnson said, give me liberty or give me
That's
death.
a white man quote, man.
Hold up
That's a
one
white
second.
man
No,
quote.
before we say that, like, and it's not, I understand that, but I don't want to be a martyr.
Nah,
I mean, I just became a father, and you know, before that, you know, it might have been crazy, do whatever you want, but you want to be here, you know, for that kind of stuff. Give me liberty or give me death. Yes, it might be seen like a coward way to say it, but you know, I'd rather be a father first.
Nah, man. I'm with give me liberty or give me
Go
death.
for it.
Because,
Go for it.
Because when you say freedom, but we all free within our mind, though. You can trap my body, you can't lock my mind. You know what I'm saying?
And that's crazy
So,
because it's the truth. Because I actually, to be honest with you, I just actually told my kids that the other day. Like, they asking me all these questions, and, you know, I'm trying my best to, you know, answer for them, helping them with homework, doing whatever I need to do. And when they asking me, like, why? And I'm just like, you know, like I told Cam the other day, I was just like, you know, you're a king. And he was like, why? And I was like, because you are a king, and whatever that you have instilled in your mind, they cannot take from you, period. And he was just like, you know, okay, but, you know, at the end of the day, he probably don't understand, but I understand. And I want to instill that in him. Like, it's deep. It's just like we really have to instill stuff in our kids, so therefore they can be able to carry this. And I wouldn't want nobody to actually just give me death just because they feel like that I done did something
And I completely
wrong.
understand that, and I'm a black man in America right now, and that's why I say that, like, I want to be here to show that. You know,
Hold up,
before you say that, and I understand, you know, live for something, for anything, you know, something to die for. And I completely understand that. But it's so many black men not in that household, man. You can die, and hopefully your child pick up what you died for. But I want to be here to teach them that. Like, I ain't grow up in that with that kind of stuff, but it's so important that I'm here.
Right. But the thing is, when you say, if somebody give you this approach, right, that give me liberty, give me death, right? I'm gonna give you an example. If you have to be a sacrifice for your child to have a more 10 times greater life than what you have, would you be willing to lay your life down before yourself?
I knew that was coming.
Before yourself,
I
to
ain't
give
never
your
come up with
child
an
the
answer
greatest
for it,
life
though.
possible. You know, even though you're not here for that child, right here to be face to face every day. But when he being by giving me liberty or giving me death, that's freedom and all from, like, even within the system. U.S., we in the system, we not free. You know what I'm saying? They make us give us some type of sense of freedom. I can go jump in my car and do this, but we're property of the United States government. When you got a social security number, you're a property of the United States government. And I got a child on the way, and I'm talking to my girl. I'm like, look, I don't want my child to have a social security number. We going back and forth. She like, well, how she gonna get health care? How she gonna do this? How she gonna do? I said, we ain't nothing but a stock and bond on a big market. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's why I say people like, oh, Social Security gonna insure. No, they not. They still they get money paid off a person. Then when a nigga go to jail, he ain't doing nothing but become part of their market too. They getting paid off his ass too. Mm-hmm. So if you understand the whole scheme of all this shit, we never going to be free. It's limited. You know what I'm saying? You limited. But when you able to accumulate wealth and you're able to pass down that legacy, it creates more opportunities for your family. It creates more freedom within your own little realm, but you're still a part of a system no matter what. You know what I'm saying? No matter what. Even white folks. Poor white folks, like the people that voted for Trump, they look like at the end of the day, they stupid as hell. Poor white people that voted for Trump, and they found out, oh, he's going to take away our
and they're going to vote for him again.
And then
they're going to vote for him again.
He's going to do this. And they sitting there like, I can't believe we voted for it. He against us. But you stupid motherfucker, you just voted for him.
They gonna vote for him again.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, and you can quote me on this, and I'm not a Trump supporter, but if they let Trump in this, they let him go through with this whole term, he will be back in the next time.
Oh, I think he'll do a second term. But
if they let him finish the term, he will be right back in there.
Because a lot of people, look,
they scared of Trump.
Our economy is better than it's ever been.
But it was.
But guess what?
He's
a businessman. But Donald Trump is a businessman.
But majority of the stuff he's doing been moving like this.
Listen.
It's been moving like
this. Look, Bernie Sanders said this at this little thing I went to. He said 3 families own 95% of the wealth in the United States. 3 families. 3 families. So you don't think the powers that be control who becomes president? They ain't nothing but a pawn. Barack Obama.
What is that stat? They say
3 families own the wealth in the United. 3 families.
No. I'm saying like it's a quote like the 50 richest people are richer than the rest of the world. Like they're richer than the rest of the world put together. The 50 richest people.
Oh God!
The 50 richest people are richer than the rest of the world put together.
But that's crazy because y'all teaching me some stuff.
Hey, wealth is.
Who said that?
Money is freedom.
I'm about to
money is your freedom.
So John Johnson,
money is your freedom.
I agree with that.
So John Johnson stated on Facebook live, he said, Blake, all that SSI speak you talking is real, but in order to play in the system, you got to get the Social Security number.
But
Alicia Brockman said, learn how to win with the rules you have in place. Corporations build your legacy. And John Johnson said, learn the rules well so you can break them effectively.
Alright, so to reply to that, with the SSI thing, you just gotta know you gotta look into the stick, man. And it's hard to get your sovereign. It's called being a sovereign citizen. So it's hard for a lot of us to become sovereign citizens because we don't know originally where our family roots are coming from. You know what I'm saying? We don't know if we're from Ghana. We don't know on that slave ship where we came from Morocco. We don't know where on the slave ship we came from. So in order to be a sovereign citizen, first you got to know exactly where your roots are from. That's where you claim to be from. And when you become a sovereign citizen, you become. But it's a lot of shit to that shit. But they say it's certain people out there that they say Stevie J sovereign citizen. They say it's a lot of people, but the laws of the United States and statutes and certain shit don't apply to you because you govern yourself. But some people acting are as a sovereign citizen because you govern yourself. But that's so much to that shit. You gotta really just research it and know that shit. And there's no books that tell you how to become that. So that's what makes it even harder for a black man to become a sovereign citizen. Just look it up. Just look into it.
Sovereign citizen, you said?
A sovereign citizen.
Sovereign. Okay. So Alicia Brockman said the 1% own the 1% own more wealth than the 99%. And John Johnson stated, he said, I understand about the stigma in legal fiction and the sovereign citizen, but the SSI is your ticket into the system.
Right, but how can
so what he's saying is your child is going to have to get that Social Security number.
I agree with that. I've come to that conclusion already. You know what I'm saying? I've come to that conclusion. You feel me? But my child have to have a Social Security.
She going to have that Social Security number.
But you gonna take him down now?
Fuck no.
Hey, no people coming there soon as he got there. They coming in there.
I feel you. So what you saying, bro? That baby gonna have to have that Social Security number.
Right there, 1%.
Period.
More of the wealth than 90%.
Right, that's facts though.
That's why it's the 1%.
That's why I told Bernie when Bernie Sanders said that he was sitting there and all these people on this panel. It was Bernie Sanders, Dr. Cornel West, the lady from here. What's her name? Tracy. She do the What's her name? Tracy.
Tracy Fent.
Tracy Fent was up there. What's the Glover nigga? Danny Glover. All them. They was on this panel. And I said, and Bernie Sanders said, 3 families own the majority of the wealth in the U.S. And I say, with you knowing that knowledge, why you think you gonna win this president? Why would you? So you wasted your time running for president if you already know that.
Right.
Talking like that, he gonna be killed.
Right. Okay, y'all. So I am so happy that we touched on that. So we want to get to rolling because I know, I just want to thank everybody again for tuning in. If you got time, just share it. Share. I'm so happy for the people that is attending. So we want to, get it rolling and going into gender roles. Gender roles in a household, gender roles possibly, period. We definitely want to speak on that. And basically is my question when it comes to like an African American household is, what do you think a man and a woman supposed to do in a marriage and also being a girlfriend and boyfriend?
Okay.
So the gender
Do
roles.
what works for you. Do what works for you.
That's when you gonna go ham.
Hey,
they gonna go ham with
get
that.
that.
With
Do
gender
what
roles
works for you
in the household, just like he said, because everybody, the man should pay this, and the woman stays
I'm gonna
at
break
home,
it down to you. I'm gonna break.
It ain't like
my
we're not
grandma.
in the 1950s
It's not my grandma,
no more.
grandma
It's not the 1950s
Right.
because one thing, if that happened, are y'all ready to stay in the house and get cheated on and goddamn, live with it and all that? No, I'm asking the complete question. Like back in the 60s, they got all the bills paid. You stayed at home, you deal with the kids, but the husband not doing whatsoever. And nowadays say, oh, he pays the bills. They always grew up like that. Are you ready for that? Are you gonna deal with that?
No. Let me break it down to you. It's all about the shift in the world. You know what I'm saying? Like the world shifts, the world is changing. So as times in the world change, you have to understand things are going to change within the world. That's just common knowledge. Even go back all the way, you go all the way back to segregation. Black people wanted to be included when we would be 10 times better if we would have stayed segregated. Cause guess what? We would own our neighborhoods. We would own the shit we would own the corner store in our neighborhood. We should have stayed segregated. But we wanted to be involved. We wanted to be included. So we probably could have our own government by now had we stayed separated.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But what I'm gonna get to
That's what Killer Mike was trying to do.
What I'm gonna get to those gender roles is my grandfather and grandmother are completely different from me and my grandma.
Great.
I'm gonna say great. They gonna work. The woman is working now. She's not just sitting at home taking care of kids, taking care of the house. She can make just as much money as the man, if not more. Yeah. So if a woman can make just as much money as the man, if not more, then why would you say, oh, the man is supposed to take some sole responsibility and be the provider of the house? What type of that shit don't make sense?
Okay, hold up.
Go ahead.
Before you get into that, because it's more about it's not all about money. You can go as simple as washing dishes, washing clothes, cooking, cleaning, stuff like that. I grew up with a single parent, so we do chores just like anybody else. It's not a man's role or a woman's role. We wash dishes, we sweep floors. If I'm there to do it and I see it, do it. If you you touched on something with women, like back in the day, it was 70s, 80s, something like that. Women were pushing for equal rights, equal pay, stuff like that. When 2019, a woman makes just as much, if not more, as a man. Right. 40 hours a week. That's what people get, 40 hours a week. So, like you said, if I'm paying all the bills and doing all this stuff, what you doing with your 40 hours a week? If you everybody want this empire, they want the Nipsey and Laura London thing, but you want me to pay all the bills. You can't bill like that.
Okay, wait. So now that you're on that, so what you're saying is that, okay, I most definitely understand that, everybody possibly want the Nipsey and Hussle relationship, but, it's levels to that shit. You get what I'm saying? So it's just like,
I'm about to get into
it's
it.
really levels to that shit.
Okay,
and just for this man to be dead for as long as he's been dead, this man has not yet came up with anybody's side chicks or whatever. So it's just like, oh shit.
They side chicks.
You got life fucked up. But
we
anyway,
ain't talking about side chicks. Hey man, with them women like.
No, I'm just saying when it comes to that, it's just like gender roles. It's just like.
I feel like this. I feel like this. You're a unit.
Yeah. You're a unit. What helps the team survive?
So whatever works for your team to survive best. If you feel like the man should make majority and to provide for majority, and that works for you, then that works for you. But if you're making just as much money and you just like you think I'm let's say I'm gonna give an example. Let's say I make 75 a year, my woman makes 75 a year. Let's say or 80. I'm gonna give an example. Okay, I'm supposed to take care of majority of this out of my motherfucking check.
Hold up. You making 70 or 80 though, bro.
But I don't give a damn. That's the point where they fuck it up. That's where they mess up. No.
That's why they mess up. It's not they.
That's why a majority of women. Let me finish. A majority of women feel like, oh well, you making this amount of money. Well, you can take care of all this. So what are you doing with all this money? I hope you ain't going buying bags, buying shoes, we are a fucking unit. We're a team. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, if I'm taking care of the majority, then you should be setting up something for me to not to have to work as hard, or you should be able to be setting something up where we got something where we making residual income together, or you setting up something that you should be putting that money into something that's legitimate and we gonna win off of it. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't just be like, oh well, he's the sole provider. Let's say the man he lose his job and go broke. What the fuck? She done spent all her money on bags and bullshit. You know what I'm saying? What we gonna do? You know what I'm saying?
Okay, with that, man, like you was saying, man, if we both got jobs and you making money, like if I'm putting all my money in this, like what am I gonna have at the end of the day? One of the popular things, you stay with this girl, you done moved in the house, matter of fact. Your name ain't even on the lease.
Right.
So you're paying all the bills in there. And she going to get her 40 a week and putting the money up. But she don't want you there no more. And you only got 30 days to say some money gonna get.
Like this shit was running.
Because you don't. Wait. You want to put me out? I got 30 days because the law told me I got 30 days I get mail here. So, I got 30 days to get my money up. I'm going to stay at my home because I've been paying all these bills here. So I'm out on the street and I'm a bum ass nigga because I ain't got no money to get back out here because I've been paying our bills. Like, but you balling though.
It's a unit. It's a unit. That's what I say.
So with that,
Alicia Brotman did say, okay, let's go back to the comments. I'm sorry. Okay, go ahead, Jeff.
Like with that in the household, man, like you said, you're a unit. What makes the team work? Makes the team work. You put your money in, you budget it out, and you save. If you building a team, Drake said you wasn't with me shooting in the gym. I done built all this up. You ain't putting nothing in this. If you want to have some of this, you need to put something in this.
Boyfriend or husband.
Yep. Whatever it is. And if he a boyfriend or boyfriend or girlfriend, it's supposed to be going towards that. It's supposed to be going towards that. I hope you planning something like that. I hope you planning something like that.
So let's touch on the comments, y'all, because I love comments. Comments loves me, okay? Alicia Brotman said, I'm sorry, John Johnson, he said women wanted to work and now they can and do it. You work, then you need to pay. Okay, right? And
pay that shit. Hey, if I had the money to take care of you, be good, I would do it. But right. We building something now, baby.
Okay. And Demetri Reams, she stated, so what's acceptable? The man is typically supposed to be the provider.
It's 2019.
Okay.
2019. That's my answer to that. It's 2019.
Okay. And we also got Remal. She also said, I feel like if you want to be treated like a man, be a man, and let's get this money together.
So when she say be a man, what do you mean by be a man?
I'm just going to speak on that. I feel like be a man. So if I feel like, okay, so if you want to be treated as a man, take over these bills. Take over all these bills. We shouldn't have to be splitting shit. Let me do what I need to do on our behalf. Make sure that you straight and got them.
Hey, if I was already rich, then that's no issue. If we already rich, then the man being a supposed provider, cool.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I can see if I was already rich. I'm not rich yet. So guess what? You're not about to take out of my pocket.
I gotta answer.
You're not about to take out of my pocket. So your pockets could be 10 times better than mine. We go out to eat, we go on dates, we go on everything else. Guess what? As a man, I pay for all that shit.
Damn right.
Everything else, look. We gonna do what work for us. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how it should be.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
I got something for all that though. Hey, it don't sound like you got the right person.
Okay.
Y'all not. It don't. No, I'm saying not you. I'm just saying if you saying I want to do this, that you ain't got the right person. You're not obligated to be with that person. You ain't obligated to be with. If y'all ain't got the same shit, don't sit there and torment yourself. Don't sit there and torment yourself. Don't sit there and torment yourself about the stuff and deal with this person if you already know. Man, hey, I don't want to pay these. If you want to pay these bills, you want to be lazy. okay, I'm gonna go get somebody who wanna help me.
Right.
Like, we wanna build something. So when you see me ride later,
right.
and because they help me, it ain't because I don't wanna be a man. I got a goal. We all got goals, we got dreams. We not in the 1950s and 60s. You make money just like me. Why I want to see you stunting? I'm sitting over here. I got to eat ham and cheese at work. Man. You sitting up here eating Roscoe's.
And you know what? You know what? I feel like any woman that's a real woman and love to say that a real woman want a man to be a soul support.
Hey, okay, so hold on, wait.
I want you to
real woman will not want her man to be the soul provider.
I shouldn't have to ask you what you want to do. I shouldn't have to ask you what you want to do. You should be like, hey, here you go. You know, if I gotta ask you, you don't want to do it. If you gotta ask me, you don't want to do it. Because if I'm gonna do something for you, I'm come with it.
No,
I'm coming
man,
with it. Okay. If I stay with my homeboy on his couch, you're like, man, you ain't gotta pay nothing to stay here. You know what? Hey, I sleep on your couch, bro. I use your water. You gonna take this money whether you want it or not.
Right.
I stay here. Right. I gotta pay my work. I gotta pay to stay here. No, ain't nothing free.
Okay, so let me go back on these comments. So from a married man, Chat James, he said teamwork. Make the dream work.
Right.
Basically,
teamwork make the dream work.
John Johnson stated for them 30 days, don't pay shit, and don't get their ass kicked the fuck out, John.
Hey, that's why I'm on the leash, John. I got 30 more days. I got 60 really.
Don't get their ass kicked the fuck out. All right, and basically, he said. Chat James also stated. He said, "Man, pay all the bills. Heck no." Only if he's rich.
That's exactly what I said.
So that's exactly what you said.
Hey, I got my grandma. She said my grandpa, he paid out. My grandma was strict on that.
Okay, so Demetria Williams, she said my question was what's acceptable.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
I wasn't. I think a man should do his part. Put it like I think he should do his part. You you know what? I'm gonna tell you something about some shit.
It'd be different if I was going out there to ask you to fight somebody or something like that. Like, protect me.
But for a man to sit up and not do nothing, now that's not acceptable. You know what I'm saying? Like if he's not even offering, or if he just up under your shit, but a lot of females are insecure with themselves. And they will allow that type of man to be in their life. They want to take care of him. They talk to him how they want. They want to take care of a man.
You can't talk to somebody that's making their own money like that.
Right? It's a lot of women like that. They need that. They need to feel like because it gives them a sense of power over that man. Because he can't do shit. He can't provide for me. He can't do nothing. But I want him to be here. I want him to... He might have some perks in other areas. You know what I'm saying? But they accept that, and that becomes acceptable to them because that's what type of person they is.
Right. Okay. And it also goes for saying that John Johnson said a real woman would shut her mouth and know her damn role if it was 1950.
You're right. Hey, she's right though. That's real.
1950, but like I mean,
you knocking teeth out of
we in a different time though. We in a way different time though, man. Like
okay, so also I want to go back on some comments as well.
Facts. That's true.
Chat James said women nowadays are more independent. My opinion, they want their own money. But and you're right. We do want our own money because let me tell you, man, I ain't never watched my mom. I mean, even if she did, probably sat around and wait for a man's money. But I ain't never see her sitting around and waiting for anybody to actually give her a handout. I always seen people come to my mama, and that's the guy on the shoes. Shout out to Juicy.
Juicy, I know you Juicy, baby.
And you know, like I always watch people come to my mom. Like, you know, she probably went to people, but I never, you know, I didn't know about it. You know, growing up, at the end of the day, that's none of my business. But still, at the same time, like, it is what it is. Let me see. You always got to have your own money. But Elizabeth, she stated that's why I'm single now. I'm not taking care of a grown-ass man. I pay all my shit off top on my own.
Okay, now look, I'm going to give you an example, though. Now, for the one that made that comment, what's her name? Pazaya?
Her name is Elizabeth.
Oh, Elizabeth. Hey, Elizabeth, how you doing? like with your comment, right? I agree with that. You know what I'm saying? But wouldn't you like some help? You know what I'm saying? Wouldn't you like a man to even a man to go down the middle with you? That's better than nothing, right? Am I not right? That's right. So a lot of females, you gotta pay all this. You think I'm about to pay it? I gotta pay my own car insurance. I gotta pay my own car payment. I gotta pay our mortgage, $1,200 or $800 to $1,200, whatever the mortgage is. I'm paying all this shit while you get to keep all your check, bitch. Yeah, but
She paying the phone bill, bro.
she paying the phone bill.
Yeah.
Nah, that shit not going down like that, bro.
So
look,
what you saying is that you will allow
unless I'm rich, unless I'm already rich, I
So
give
you
my
would
woman
want
the
your
world if I was
woman.
rich.
So you would want your woman to go half with you.
I would no. I ain't gonna say I want her to go.
Shit.
If I'm in a position where I can comfortably, it's different. If I'm comfortably
Every
able to
man,
provide
they would want to
everything,
take. Don't no
then
man
yes.
want their woman at work breaking their back if he can help it. But right now, if I'm in my 20s, what the hell I'm doing paying all the damn bills? I'm in my 20s. This is why I'm supposed to be stacking, building for my 30s.
Okay.
Sitting in my
What they say? What they say? Any man?
Okay,
Read that comment right there.
So LaTroy McKinney, shout out to you. Shout out. You said anybody that pays everything has control over everything, and some show their controlling behavior. It's great to pay everything half and half, but I would never get anything with someone that.
You got them nails on.
That's real though. Let me see.
Okay, that I can't pay on my own in case things don't work out and you're still looking around for help. Right.
True,
and I
true
definitely agree with that.
True
And that's
indeed.
been my conversation lately. It's just been like, with me trying to, do what I need to do, it's just like I'm looking into it like, if I can afford this on my own, yeah, I got a nigga, but still at the same time, I don't want to depend on him because this is why I work. This is why I strive for what I want to strive for
Jeremy,
right now.
I know you talking shit, boy.
Period. So at the end of the day, it's just like, at the end of the day, it's whatever floats your boat.
What I said?
But I need
what
to know
works
what
for
you think, though. Like,
gotta
what
do
you
works for
like,
you.
what you feel like a woman should do.
I feel like you should do what works for you. That's the end of discussion.
I feel right, and like I just said, I just feel like whatever works for you. If you want to be this stay home mom and being controlling of how much money that you get per week from your man, and be like, okay, so you're gonna get these $100, and he expects for that to last for 2 weeks. That's something that you want to deal with. That's your life, baby doll. But you know what my life is? My life is to work this 40 every week.
There we go.
You get what I'm saying?
Or that 40.
Get my checks. Also try to do what I have to do with KWG, aka Conversations with Glow. Follow me.
But
but still at the same time, it's what I have to build for me and my family.
okay.
Period.
I'm gonna end it. This is my last thing I'm gonna say on this subject because this is how I feel. I feel like a relationship is a partnership, so we should be doing what's best for the both of us on each end. So if going 50-50 works for us and it helps us to get more and build our dreams and build our goals together faster, then that's what we need to partake in.
There we go.
Now, if the man being a sole provider works for you and that's your alley and you feel like you in doing what you need to do, then cool. But I just honestly feel like as a partnership, I should want what's in your best interest for you, and you should want what's in my best interest for me. And that's where you leave it at. That's at the end of the day.
Yeah, like.
Okay, so I just want we definitely want to touch on this, and then we're gonna keep it forward. Samantha Sight, she said, women, I gotta have their own. Gotta have their own. No one has time to wait around for anyone to give her something. Nothing is free in this life. For a woman solely depending on a man, she pays with her self-esteem and or self-worth. Period. And basically they're going. But John Johnson also stated that Blake facts. You can't be in a relationship and be the independent, and you are now interdependent.
You can't be in a relationship and be independent, and you are interdependent.
Okay.
Right.
That's
Right. I agree with that.
Okay. So, it's all about how you want your boat to be floated.
Right.
And so I seen no. I seen I just want to touch on this because I just feel like it was so funny when I seen it. So it's the question. The question was, who gets a plate first, the man or the child? Okay. So, me personally, I feel like I definitely, if I'm going to slave in here, guess who getting these plates first? My kids. And then once I fix my kids' plate, I'm definitely going to fix my man plate.
100% commendable. But you know something, though? They supposed to, because you're not married. Now, if he is your husband is supposed to get his plate before those children. The man of the house is the provider, sole provider. If he don't even got to be the sole provider. Look, he don't got to be the sole. But the man of the house, the husband, if there is a ring on your finger and that is your husband, he is supposed to get his plate before those children, and that's facts.
Okay,
I agree with you.
See, I used to think like that right there.
I'm not. Exactly. You're right. So I get my plate first. The kid get that plate first. Exactly.
See, I used to think like that, but you know, like we said, we started discussing splitting bills and stuff like that. So you're not the sole provider anymore. Y'all haven't had. Hey, when we out to eat, my girl, I'm probably feeding my son while she eat, or she feeding while I'm eating. You know, it wouldn't matter to me. I used to think of that, but you're not the sole provider. You're not always the sole provider anymore because they paying the bills. I can't tell her to go in there and wash dishes or wash clothes and shit.
It don't
and
matter.
Like that.
If
we
married,
pay the same amount of
he's
bills.
your husband. He should get his plate. I don't give a damn what you say. You know what I'm saying? But the kid, if you're not married,
let me tell you something. Okay, that's fine that you cook mostly in your house. And let me tell you something.
We can all eat. Honey.
Listen, my mama was married. And guess what I watched my mama doing? My mama always fits her kid's plate first before she fits her man plate first. And that's no doubt. Even though she'll probably put a little bit on our plate to make sure that we good and full. So therefore, maybe, you know, my stepdaddy can possibly have something to take to work the next morning. But I was brought up to fix the kids' plate first. What happens when you go to a cookout, my nigga? What happens when you go to a cookout, my nigga? No. What do they say? What do they say?
Man, fuck them kids. Fuck them kids.
But you stupid.
They don't say that. No.
Hey man, them kids in the back playing, they gonna get them plays. Somebody gonna fix.
I said what I said, but at the end of the day, it really don't matter. I think that's minuscule. That's some bull. Like when I mean,
it's another thing that's brought from the 50s and stuff. It's another thing that's brought from the 50s. It's a generational thing. That's traditional.
Right.
And like you said, what floats your boat? I cook mostly in my house. My old lady cook, and she'll fix my plate. My son young now, but she'll feed him. You get him straight first. You know, feed him. It's cool. I'm not gonna trip. I'm not gonna smack you up against the wall and then fix my plate.
Wait, anyway, I don't think it's a big deal. I don't. It's minuscule. Like I said, it's
hey, but you better not sit down and eat your plate. My plate ain't
so, Sean Cooper said, so you want your wife to make your plate before your own kid's plate?
No, when it's saying like that, like damn,
like
man.
Like them kids can wait. I've been wanting to eat all goddamn day.
Hey, so if he came home from that long shift, these kids been here all day. Make sure you just better not sit down and eat your plate and I ain't got my plate first. That's all. You don't sit down and eat your plate and I ain't got mine first. That's all. Just you know. Blake said, "Fuck them kids."
Fuck them kids.
I said, "Fuck them kids, man. It's not fuck the kids. We gotta love the kids."
I was just joking. Hey, I love the kids. You know what I'm saying?
He love them, y'all. John Justice said, "Fix that man plate first. If he providing enough food for the house, everybody going to eat. He just get priority."
But that's a husband, though.
If he paying everything,
like the husband should.
If he paying everything, man, fix that man plate. If he paying everything in the house, take it. Hey, fix that man plate.
Okay.
But I think that's minuscule, though. Like I said, that's not even so big. That's like that's some small shit.
At the end of the day, that is small. But like I said. Before anything, guess who sit down at this table first? My kids. Period. And even when they get older, even when we have Thanksgiving dinner, Christmas dinner.
Man, when they get
older, they
ain't gonna come over here. It's just gonna be you and your husband.
It doesn't matter. And I ain't gonna have no choice but to fix his plate first. And who's to say he's gonna be my husband? It's gonna be best friends for life. Now I'm just joking. But yeah, but you know, it is.
Hey, my homeboy saying, look, when a man, look, my homeboy just texted and saying, look, when a man is a sole provider, she save her money so she can leave your ass one day.
That's what I said. You got them 30 days, bro. When you want to put you at. You get mail there, bro. You got 30 days. Don't leave yet.
Don't put nothing in their head, y'all. Don't, whatever. If we say leave, just don't make no big argument. Just
go to the rent office and get your name on the lease, bro. Get your name on the lease, bro.
Go on by your business. Okay.
I got a shirt in there. I got a shirt in there. Stay here.
I'm like, I don't even know what a shirt is. I'll wear this for a nightgown, my nigga. This is my nightgown. Thank you. Okay. So
30 days,
we going on to the next subject as far as dating. This is going to be touching the last subject of the night. And again, I do want to thank everybody that has been watching KWG, aka Conversations with Glow. If you got time, if you want to go ahead and, you know, take a time out and just share it, hit that share button, let people know how you feel about it, invite people to the group. Love it.
You trying to be a pimp.
Love it. Before we go ahead and, you know, go on to the next subject, Sean Cooper said, if I'm paying all the bills, her money is our play money.
Trying to pimp and stuff.
I mean, that makes sense.
That makes sense because I'm the one that's sitting up here planning the trips and making sure that we living good.
Yeah,
so therefore we can take
She
pictures.
could be lying. She could be lying. She ain't make sense. She ain't get her shit was short this month, or she ain't got it.
No, that's real. Nah, it's not no fucking hell nah, because that shit can be really true. And I'm speaking up for all the women. For this platform, for KWG, at the end of the day, sometimes it can become short. Sometimes it definitely can become short. And so if I tell you, if my check is short, that means that my check is short. Believe what I say. So that means that I probably want you to come through more this month. I might can be
hold on. We got a good comment
surprise.
Right there. Look,
what's the comment?
It say, look, read the comment. It say, my husband.
Okay, so Darlene, she was replying to LaJoy McKinney. She said, my husband pay all the bills. He is not in control over me. I keep my paycheck and take care of my kids. What they need with their money.
With my money.
I mean, what they need with my money.
And it just mean, hey, you gotta have the right
person.
But
look. Now, that comment was made by some. I just want to know. What's the age gap? What's the age difference in that statement?
I think her husband is an older man.
I mean that makes sense older, though. You know what I'm saying? If you got I said if I feel comfortable doing it, I will do it.
Okay.
More so likely if he's 20 years, 30 years older than me, then of course he got the bread to do that shit.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, some niggas, I can't say that for everybody.
No problem. But we're gonna go ahead and move on into dating. So my question is, you know, with the
you talking about Darlene? You sound like an old. Yeah, damn. Yeah, we can't.
Hey man, chill out, man. Chill out.
Stop it, son.
It's okay.
Stop it, John. Stop.
I wouldn't even laugh if you just never pointed it. He did.
Right, I'm going on to the next subject.
Boy, you stupid, boy.
Okay. Yeah, that wasn't even funny. But yeah.
Shit.
Okay, so we're going on to the next with the dating. So basically,
Bring me a little bit.
when it comes to dating, that men barely have anything to bring to the table, but expect for a woman to bring everything to the table, and they feel like that the woman has to prove that she can bring everything to the table. So, like, why do it feels like that the men that has less of things expect more of women that possibly could have potential of having more things? Any out?
It's gonna be hard for me to answer that
Hold
question.
on, so what's the question? Present the question one more time.
I've been taking myself.
If I can revert it, it's basically like, how can you
So a man that ain't got shit expecting a woman to have her shit together.
Basically.
I've never been dependent on a woman, so
I don't know how that feel.
I've been taking care of myself. I was 20.
I say 18 for me, but
you know, I'm talking about staying by myself. I mean, I can't see a man living off a woman.
But everybody's perspective is different, though. You know what I'm saying? But I look at it like this.
But I mean, Oprah, yeah, we straight.
Right. Oprah,
but I mean, just you milk. That's just me. I wasn't raised like that.
Right.
Okay.
That's weak.
Right. But you know, I don't know, man. I don't speak on people.
Okay.
I mean, like, you want to see what the woman got to bring to the table, but you don't want her. I don't want no woman to take care of me because she gonna be talking mad shit to me. Because you know when y'all get that authority like that, oh, you everything in the book.
But you know what's crazy? You know something though? Like, it's a meme that says niggas get money and will wife the chick that wouldn't have looked at them if they was broke. And that's very true. You know what I'm saying? Because the man, because you got to think about it. A woman ain't gonna look at a man that if he ain't even. Well, it depends. You know what I'm saying? Some of these girls out here dumb. But if a man ain't got his shit halfway together, he ain't gonna look. A female ain't gonna look two ways at him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now that's like when I get to see me. I'm the type of person. You got to be with me when I'm rock bottom to my. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I ain't got shit when you meet me and then you were together with me from the process to where and we all the way up here, then I'm going to rock with you forever. But, you know, like, I got my old lady, so I'm happy. You know what I'm saying?
I got an old lady, too.
Ain't shit slacking over here. Everything good, but...
I'm not about to... Hey, I can't have nobody taking care of me.
Right.
And it's just... I wasn't raised like that. I got to pay for it, you know, where I'm at. I can't do that.
Okay, so let's go ahead and touch on these comments. John Johnson said, same way a woman who ain't got shit expect a man to pay all their bills, equality. So Demetria Williams also said that men that ain't got shit look from women that can take care of them. True.
Facts.
Sean Cooper also said that we frown upon when men sit back and let women take care of them, but every woman want a man to take care of them. And I
every woman want a man to take care of them.
We frown upon, you know, women taking care of men, but every woman wants a man to take care of them.
I like that Bird. I like the comment you made. He said, my pride won't let me allow a woman
Bird
to take
already
care
know.
of me. That's factual because I feel like, but it's niggas, every nigga don't think like that. You know what I'm saying? Niggas,
I'll never
it's some
have
niggas
somebody
that,
have
you know
that
what I'm
over
saying,
me.
like, don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? They feel like they getting over. You know what I'm saying?
But that's anybody, man,
right.
Female. I don't want nobody taking care of me. I'm grown. I can't consider myself grown if I can't take care of myself. Grown ain't an age.
And this plays a part as far as
it's
with
different
the black.
between taking care of and catering.
And
I like a woman to cater to a nigga though.
Right.
Oh,
It's definitely
you know
a difference between taking care of and catering.
Right.
It's definitely a big difference. You cannot compare the two with each other. Because if you're gonna cater your man, you're gonna cater him, and it's just more like, you know, you're not expecting anything out of it, whatever. So you're gonna cater to him, like you taking care of him. You going out here buying him shoes, making sure that he's staying home, coming home. It's not
catering and taking care of.
It's not the same. And I'm here to let you know, as far as with the female speaking, anybody can correct me if I'm wrong, and I say this all the time. Like it's definitely a difference between catering and taking care of a man. Exactly. I promise you that. So you gotta know the meaning between the two.
Can you tell me?
We don't have time. So
I mean, it's a lot of shit.
No, I'm just saying.
It really is.
We on the time limit.
It's really.
You just shouted out your mama. She on there watching now.
Hey, shout out to her. So basically, Elizabeth, she also stated that is not true. If a woman don't have her shit together and always need help, you are not fucking with her. You are not fucking with her. Stop lying. So cut out all that shit if you want with me.
That's a lie because, you know, some people have that shit. I can fix or I can help.
It's a difference. See,
that mentality. Some people
there's
got
a
that.
difference between fucking and fucking with. Now I fuck with a raggedy bitch. Look, I gotta go late. Like, let me get this. Let me get that part straight. But when I was single, like, if she raggedy and she ain't got shit going on for herself and we just fucking and I'm out the door, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care if she stay with her mama. I don't care with none of that. That ain't important. But if I'm fucking with her, then I expect her to have her shit together. That's the difference.
Okay.
But you know what I'm saying?
So he just actually broke down fucking
and fucking with. It's two different things.
Fucking and fucking with. So when y'all come correct, just be like, shit, I smashed a nigga. Or if you know if that nigga fuck with you, you gonna be like, yeah, I fucks with him. Don't say you fucks with him and you ain't getting nothing but a fuck.
Right.
Period. A wet ass.
I was about to do something like that.
You know, it is, yeah. So we're gonna go ahead to the next, conversation. So I didn't want to, touch bases on this, but it was brought up during pre-gaming, and we wanted, let's touch bases on the Ayesha Curry situation. So I know we all got past it, but I definitely do want to talk about it on this segment. When it comes with the black community, because it also reflects back to what we was talking about earlier when it comes to like mental illness, and not saying that the insecurity is insecurity is a mental illness, but again, at the same time, this is something that she had to reflect back on. So I was talking to the men about it, and I want to get your opinion about it, Javis. Like, how do you feel with the Ayesha Curry situation?
See, I didn't watch the interview, but
see, I don't think you should speak on it if you haven't watched the interview. Cause look, I mean, I go ahead and speak on it from your perspective, but a lot of people are speaking on it without seeing the whole interview. So I think that can skew what you're saying. Cause I watched the whole shit and I understand it.
Well, you gonna kick it to me first, man.
All right, let me kick it to you once I finish doing what I'm doing.
I mean, I'm gonna say this thing. Like, everyone wants attention. Period. Don't nobody want to be in the shadows of nobody. You want to support your cat, your mate, but you don't want to be in the shadows. Everybody want to be acknowledged. They got 3 kids together. I don't know how far apart their kids are. I don't know when she had her last kid. My old lady, she just had her first kid. And, when you're dealing with those situations, women, they go through a whole thing when they have kids. When you're staying at home all the time, bonding with the kid, even though it's good, it's good to get out also because, you don't want to lose sight of who you are. So when you're going through that and people don't, even know who the hell you is, and your husband is a famous NBA player, you want to feel like, you want that attention from people. I'm still the same person. That's what I got from it. I ain't get that she won't do the inbox, all that stuff. I mean, everybody want that, that clout, but
no, I don't think she did not mean it like she okay. This is what she meant. I'm gonna tell you what she meant. When she was talking and giving the interview, she talked about how he gets attention when they're out in public, and she's not even acknowledged
in the shadows.
So right. So do you not think those women get tired of being in those men shadows? You know what I'm saying? I can see if it was a Beyonce, a Lala, somebody that has a name of power. You know what I'm saying?
She does,
Curry.
Though.
No, she
yes,
does
she
not.
Does.
No, she
She's
do
on
not.
CoverGirl.
No,
she has
does
her
not.
own cooking books or cooking show.
Is not.
So she's a brand for herself.
Look at Stephen Curry's wife. I don't care what you say.
Okay.
She's going to be looked at Stephen Curry's wife as the rest of her life because she has not built anything, and anything that is built is going to be because of him. You know what I'm saying? So women get tired of living in men's shadows, right? And the example she gave was that. So she was like, women throw themselves at him all the time. Women blah, blah, blah. Like they compliment him all the time. All she's saying is what a little bit of male attention.
You don't think them dudes in the inbox?
Okay, let me stop all this.
Right.
So
When
wait.
she wants to be able to be defined as her own entity.
Yes.
So when you walking up to her, you just don't acknowledge Steph. She wants to be acknowledged as well. That's all she's saying. She not trying to go and say, oh, I want these. Oh, I'm gonna holler. Look, I'm gonna tell you. Look, I put this on everything I love. When I'm in college, that's why I knew Steph was a different dude then. He was at Davis. I seen him scorch Winthrop up 2-3 times. Steph is still in college and he's out. Look, I kid you not. I spoke to him everything this night. He is with 8, 9 of his friends. His girl is right there on his side. You ain't gonna see too many college niggas at that age like that. Steph is a different type of good dude, one. That's probably the only person that she's been with in her adult life. A lot of hoes can't even speak on y'all not even that good of bitches. You know what I'm saying? Y'all hoes not even that good. Y'all done had plenty of dicks. She only done had this one. She only done had this one man. He got 3 kids by her. That's all she know. I was a meme that was so funny. She said, you can tell Aisha Curry did not get to go through her whole stage. You know what I'm saying? That's facts. You gotta let that woman be able.
I actually have a friend like that. Shout out to her.
She wants her own name.
I definitely respect her. I definitely respect the friend that I have that's like that. Like she actually lost her virginity. She actually lost her virginity to this man, and she has been with this man ever since.
You don't know nothing else.
You know, she don't know nothing else. So I definitely commend exactly where you're coming from, but we definitely do want to.
She said, because look, let me tell you how I know what nothing wrong. If you watch the Red Table Talk interview, Jada Pinkett agreed with what she said. Not only did that, his mom agreed with what she said. They've been living in the shadows of men. Well, Jada got her own identity, but
Jada said she ain't doing that. She said there ain't no open relationship and that kind of shit.
Right. She been addressed that, but Jada agreed with how she felt. She understands her feeling because. Like, for you to be out in public and you never get acknowledged, he has to, and she was like, he's friendly. So he's carrying on conversations, blase, but he never introduces her. You know, my wife is right here, but she's standing in the background with the kids, and I'm never acknowledging her. She wants her own identity. That's when she says she wants her attention. That is what she meant by that. You know what I'm saying?
So I want to, hold on, wait, y'all. I just want to touch on the comments real quick. My bad. So this is what Blake was referring off of with Jeremy. He said she wants the attention as Gabrielle, Lala, and Tiana.
Right.
Which I can definitely understand where that's now coming from. Demetria Williams also stated that she had a transparent moment in social media to flame her for it. Basically preach to what you're saying. And it looks like everybody is just agreeing with everybody because, like...
No. When she says attention, she means like, oh, you look beautiful, by the way. Oh, you look really good, nice today. Oh, you look. She meant by that. So.
Steph ain't saying that.
No. I don't know what he's saying. Until he like you heard one. If you watch the interview, she said some of these men are gone 2-3 weeks in a month, and they only get to see their husband for about 2 days out of that month.
When you said in that sense right there, I don't like it.
Why?
I mean, when you say because it makes it seem like he's not doing his job.
It don't. First of all.
And I'm pretty sure she's not going on there and pointing out her
like I just gave you. I'm pretty sure Aisha. She probably done caught something else. I don't think he's the only.
I'm pretty sure. I mean, I know she talked to Steph before she went to say that, but if she's saying like I'm not getting this, attention, like I'm told I'm beautiful, I'm just that and third, then it's like
no. So she doesn't get. Look, she compared the double standard. He gets the attention. He gets the acknowledgement. Because if you notice what she says right after she addresses the double standard of him getting attention and women throwing themselves at him, she acknowledges like that same kind of attention. Not just saying that she wants men to throw themselves at her, but she don't got her own identity, bro. Right. That's what it was about. That's what it was about.
Right. And I just don't feel as if, everybody, I just think, deny the fact.
But that's tough.
He said she ain't gonna never get a draw too.
And so Judge Johnson said, and think about she want outside male attention from dudes she ain't never gonna give the draws to. Well, and you're definitely right. You definitely right. Sometimes it can be a little tease.
Nah. Women can go through postpartum, bro. Who said she sounded like women go through postpartum,
they
right?
They definitely do.
So when a woman goes through postpartum, she may not feel as beautiful as she used to be. She may not as look good as she feel like. She done had 3 kids, bro. She not the same Aisha Curry that he met when he was in college. Cause she was tough then. She's not. She just wants to feel like that again. She just went through postpartum. She's stating she done had 3 kids by this man. She probably feel like she's deteriorated. Eugenie James. That nigga keep calling this motherfucker.
It's not a nigga.
Oh, it's a girl.
Mm-hmm.
Who's it?
Gina.
Oh, Oh, she in Houston, ain't it?
I don't know.
H-Town too.
But yeah, so I just basically wanted to, go ahead and wrap this thing up. I just want to thank everybody for participating and also putting in their comments in regards with everything that we have spoke about tonight. It's been fun. I just want to wrap it up. I don't want to take too much more of you guys' time. I do want to thank everybody for your dedication. And again, if you want to share, go ahead and do this. And again, my two special guests that I did have, Blake.
Add me on Snapchat. It's BLAKE Blake Shabazz. SHAVAZZ.
Cool.
And what's up with you, Javis? My homie Javis.
Shape Up J. That's Shape Up _J. And Facebook, Javis Rose.
All right. So I do want to let y'all know that I will go back and read into your comments and respond to what you said. And they will also do the same. I do want to thank everybody for attending and also tuning in to Conversations with Glow. Stay tuned to episode number 5. Love y'all. Thank you for attending.